Come on, some BBL action, some Big Bash League action, and we are underway. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKR Sport. We are live as the Melbourne Renegades will be playing host to the Brisbane Heat tonight in a game to get us rock and roll in the season. Obviously, we had the Scorchers take down the Sydney Sixers last night in what was a pretty convincing win in the end there for the Scorchers. Ultimately, it was a rain-impacted game. It was only 11 overs, but look, it really was just the Scorchers show by the end of it. They ended up winning that game by 5 wickets. So, look, overall, I hope tonight is going to be a much closer affair where, look, the Brisbane Heat and the Renegades are at pretty similar levels. Like, Renegades have a pretty good record, a recent record against the Brisbane Heat. Overall, I think that the odds will probably be relatively even. Actually, if I quickly go and have a look, so I've got my VPN on, so I can actually go and have a look at the who is predicted as the favourites tonight. And currently speaking, it is it's actually the Brisbane Heat, $1.84. Oh, the Heat are favourites, are they? Damn, okay. So the Heat are favourites at $1.84, Melbourne Renegades at $1.96. Well, that's actually a bit of a surprise for mine. I was expecting it to be probably the opposite. Again, I think this will be close. It's a very difficult one to understand. Now, the Brisbane Heat have actually won the toss and elected to bowl. They want to get the pressure on the Renegades early with the Big X, Big Xavier Bartlett, bowling them into oblivion. But the predicted lineups tonight, you got for Renegades, Josh Brown, Tim Seifert, Mohammad Rizwan, as you guys know, he's going to have probably a lot of support tonight. Jake, Fraser McGurk, Oliver Peake, Hassan Khan, Will Sutherland, Matthew Spores, Fergus O'Neill, Gurunda Sandhu, and Jason Berendorf, with the Heat having Colin Munro, Jack Wildermuth, Nathan McSweeney, Matty Renshaw, Max Bryant, Hugh Weibgen, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that last name, sorry, Jimmy Pearson, Xavier Bartlett, Shaheen Afridi, Liam Haskett, and Paddy Dooley. Now, with that knowledge, I'm pretty certain with Jack Wildermuth there, gee whiz, maybe I should chuck him into my Supercoach team. Like, I've got him in my Supercoach team as an emergency, but if he's opening today for the Brisbane Heat, ooh, that's spicy. That is potentially spicy there. Gee whiz. Salesman here for the Renegades is not there, so maybe if I can have a look and see if there is another cheapie down there. Another little cheapie. Sorry, as you guys know, we've decided to do Supercoach this year for the first time in the BBL because it keeps your interest alive, really. And that's why I'm just updating my team here before the lockout in 11 minutes' time. And then we'll get into the chat and we'll see what you guys are saying. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. I paid Dooley $58,500. Oh, it's about 11,000 more. And he is playing tonight. So is Liam Haskett there. Maybe I can chuck in a bit of Aiden O'Connor and hope for the best. Maybe I do that. Yeah, we'll hope for the best. We'll go with Aiden O'Connor there from the Stars, and then we'll hope for the best and hope that he gets in. Because I can only have cheapies, to be fair. I've got 7,300 left, but there you go. But look, I'm going to look. If I was a fan of any team, it would be the Brisbane Heat. I don't really care too much in regards to a specific team in the BBL. The Brisbane Heat are the closest to the Gold Coast. Once the Gold Coast get a team, I'll be full ball, all steam ahead behind the Gold Coast franchise. But unfortunately, there is no Gold Coast franchise right now. So with that being said, I do still have a team, and it is the Brisbane Heat. But it's just I don't lose sleep at night if they do lose. But I'll still back him in today here against the Renegades. But let's see what you guys are saying. Hopefully it's going to be a big old game. Hopefully we're going to see plenty of damn well good cricket. And then we've got the Ashes on Wednesday as well. So don't forget that. The third test of the Ashes from Adelaide Oval. It'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if the English can hold up with us for the first time in history. And tomorrow we have, I think, the Hobart Hurricanes taking on Sydney Thunder. I think it is. It is the Hobart Hurricanes versus Sydney Thunder tomorrow night. So that'll be interesting. I do expect big things out of Hobart again this year. Hugh Wibgen for a 5 for Mitchell says, yeah, look, maybe so, probably so actually, considering I didn't actually understand. Can someone tell me how to pronounce that last name? Wibgen? Oggy says you look like Marsh. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting another lookalike apparently. I look like Marsh. I don't think I look anything like Marsh. I wouldn't say I look anything like Marsh. Hey guys, add that to the list of lookalikes people come in here and say that I look like. But he, I don't understand half of them. But Mitch Marsh, I'm not too sure about that one. Sure, it's afternoon, mate. Get around your shore note. Olivia says, let's go the Heat. Look, hopefully, they're a pretty good franchise. They're not the most successful at the Perth Scorchers. Actually, let's have a look at who has the leaderboard of championships BBL. Because Perth will be number 1. Big Bash League Trophy Team Series. Okay, here we go. All right, so Sixers 1, Heat 1, Scorchers, Thunder, Scorchers, Strikers, Renegades, Sixers, Scorchers, Heat, and Hurricanes. So obviously the Heat won a couple of years ago. So that was the Hurricanes' first ever title. The Heat have won it twice. The Sixers have won it 1, 2, 3 times. The Scorchers have won it 5 times. Wowee. Yeah, 5 times. The Thunder have won it just the once back in 2015-16. And the Strikers have won it just the once back in 2017-18. So the Brisbane Heat would be the third most successful franchise. It would go Scorchers, and then it would go Sixers, and then it would go to the Brisbane Heat, and then it would be a mix between the Thunder, Strikers, and the Hurricanes, and the Renegades, sorry, who've got one. So does that mean the only team that hasn't won is the Melbourne Stars? I feel like that would be. The Melbourne Stars are the only team that have never won. I'm pretty certain they're always there. They're always kind of knocking on the door, but they just can't get over the line. Volta Gaming says, which team is good in the IPL? Well, this isn't the IPL, Volta. This isn't the IPL, and I don't really watch the IPL, but I was in India when the IPL was on. I was in when the IPL was on before it got postponed or delayed or whatever it was because of the stuff with Pakistan. I was in Udaipur, but... so I would probably get behind the Rajasthan Royals, even though I don't really know anything about them. However, there is also a shout that I could have gotten behind Delhi, but I did love Udaipur, and I did love being in Jaipur as well, so I'd probably go for the Rajasthan Royals there. However, I don't know enough about it to say who is the best. I'm pretty sure Bangalore won, didn't they? Was it Bangalore that won? RCB? Bangalore? Who won the IPL? I think it was. Yeah, Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Yeah, they were the ones who won that had Virat Kohli in the team. You look like Colin. Oh, here we go. Are you saying that I look like Colin Munro? You're kidding. You are kidding yourself if you think I look like Colin Munro. You are off your rocker. You're off your rocker. Colin Munro, I'd probably take Mitch Marsh over Colin Munro. That's not an insult to Colin Munro. It's just that I don't look like either of these guys. I reckon you guys are off you. I think you guys are on another planet, mate. You're on another planet. On another absolute planet. But God bless everyone back home in Australia. Obviously, it's been a very tough 24 hours, especially considering I found out about it while I was streaming yesterday in regards to what happened in Bondi. I found out about it, and I didn't know whether to... I didn't even really click on it. I didn't even necessarily believe it when I found out here through the stream, to be fair. But, no, obviously, God bless everyone back home. And no matter where you are, things like this, it's probably not going to be the last time, right? So just be aware of your surroundings all the time. Bay Area Bugaboo says he doesn't look like Colin. Like Colin. It doesn't look like nothing like Colin. Nothing. Not a single bit like Colin. Not a single bit. I don't even think I have a nose hair like Colin. I don't have a single hair on my head. Well, to be fair, Colin doesn't really have hair. Hold on 1 second. To be fair, Colin, I've got plenty of hair. Colin's not got a great deal of hair, to be completely honest with you, but he will be opening up tonight. Well, he won't. He'll be opening up for the... Actually, he is opening up alongside, apparently, Jack Wildermuth. So that's a good cheapie there for Supercoach. Jack Wildermuth, what was he? He's only like 58,000 on Supercoach, or 48,000. That's beautiful, mate. Beautiful. It's exactly what you want to be saying. But, guys, give me your predictions in the chat for how you think tonight goes. Mitchell says, you look more like Shaheen Afridi more than anyone. That actually might be him. Oh, my gosh. Shaheen Afridi. Are you starting this early? You're starting this early. Shaheen Afridi. Maybe if I was Pakistani, I could see it. Maybe if maybe he's a Pakistani version of me. Maybe that could be the case. Yeah, third test is on Wednesday, Bay Area. So we'll be live for the entire thing. And then actually I'm pretty certain we definitely will. BBL, who is the game straight after that will be... I was on images to look at Shaheen Afridi, and then I typed in BBL. That's not what we're talking about. No, the images that we received there of BBL was not Big Bash League. Let's put it that way. So Wednesday night after the Ashes, we'll have Sixers versus the Strikers. Yeah, Sixers versus the Strikers, which look, Sixers are going to need to bounce back, man. After last night, they kind of got themselves into the game and then they just completely fell out of the game. And I feel like it was really down to the bowling of who was the bowler? Gee whiz, it wasn't Moises. It was, oh man, that's really frustrating me. BBL. Who was the bowler last night that just absolutely tanked it, son? Tanked it. Oh, Ben Dwarshoes, that's right. Yeah, he got 36 runs from 3 overs. Like, a ridiculous amount of runs. He did get 2 wickets, but like they were very much like Bryden Cast wickets from the Ashes, where I can't believe he got him, but he did get him technically. He did technically get him. Ben Dwarshoes, yeah, that is the one. Sean says, we'll be going for the Heat. Yeah, look, I would prefer the Brisbane Heat to any other team on the sole basis of the closest location to the Gold Coast. But the Gold Coast and Brisbane do have a rivalry, right, in sport. So that's why it's really difficult. And that's a big reason as well why I kind of fell out of a lot of passion for the Brisbane Roar in the A-League. Whilst I would still say the Brisbane Roar are my team, I definitely am still a Brisbane Roar fan. Ultimately, like if the Gold Coast returned with a team, which I doubt would happen, but if it did happen, then I would jump onto the Gold Coast wagon. I would. I just am Gold Coast through and through, and that's why I find it very, very difficult. And that's why even though I've supported the Geelong Cats all my life, I would still probably prefer to see the Sunnies. I've seen Geelong win. You know, I'd love to see the Sunnies do well and the Suns to win. If it was a Geelong versus Suns grand final, I would genuinely find it a win-win for me. It would be a genuine win-win because whilst I would be very happy for Geelong if they won, because that's been my team of my life, if the Sunnies won, I'd be so proud of the Gold Coast and so happy for the Gold Coast. So, yeah, I'm always Gold Coast through and through. But all right, we're getting ready to come out here. 3 minutes to go. It's a beautiful day, very different to what we saw in Perth yesterday where the covers were on. It was lightning and thunder and shaking it all about, man. It was raucous weather, raucously bad weather over there in Perth. Well, at least it is a beautiful afternoon here in Melbourne. Beautiful afternoon. Mayank says hello. Hello, Mayank. Who are you going for tonight? Who are you going for tonight? What is... Oh, true. Oh, yeah, I put the wrong stadium. I put the I put the wrong stadium on the thumbnail of this. I put the MCG. I did. Bayer says there is a rumor going around that Gold Coast might come back to the A-League. Yeah, look, there is definitely room with that. With the BBL, the Gold Coast and Canberra are very good shouts, and I'm pretty certain that there are very good shouts for Gold Coast and Canberra as well in the A-League. Yeah, I'm pretty certain there's good shouts at both those. But it'd be very interesting. Oh, this is a Queensland Country Bank, is it? No, it can't be. That's just Queensland Country Bank. Wait, hold on. Where is this game? Yeah, GMHBA Stadium. That's why I got confused just then. But it had Queensland Country Bank, so I was like, "Well, Queensland Country Bank Stadium. That's in North Queensland. Why would the Renegades be playing at North Queensland Stadium?" But no, it is at Cardinia at the category, son. Get around the category. Yanks Melbourne. How dare you? How dare you, son? Go to Heat, mate. Go to Heat. The biggest passionate Brisbane Heat fan that you ever did see right here, mate. Ever did see. Oggy says, I told you one thing. These people created a big thing in the chat. What? Sure. You know what? Whatever floats your boat. But all right. Like I said, the Brisbane Heat decided they won the bat flip and they decided to bowl first. So we are going to see guys like Shaheen Shah Afridi. We'll see the Big X, Xavier Bartlett, a bit of Paddy Dooley, you know. I think Jack Watermuth is a good bowler too, isn't he? Decent enough bowler. Hopefully he's in my Supercoach team. Bit of bat and bowl. All right, Supercoach team is locked. So last night I got Josh Philippi had 58 points in Supercoach. Babar Azam disappointed me. He only got 12 points. He got the 2 runs and that one catch on the slips. And that's all I had from last. Oh, no, I had Aaron Hardy as well, who got 38, which is above his break even. So I take it. You know, I'm not unhappy with it. I'm not unhappy with it, son. Who buys Pakistani players in the BBL auction? What? What are you saying? What are you asking? I don't know what you're saying. Who buys Pakistani players in the BBL auction? This is can't wait for Ben Cutting to go for 50 off the bat. Ben Cutting. I have interviewed him on the channel before. Carl says, got a notification. Thought I got the day wrong for the Ashes. False alarm. No, Carl will be here Wednesday. Don't you worry. We will be here Wednesday. Yeah, that's right. Jack Watermuth is bat bowl, so that's huge. That is huge for the old super coach. Absolutely massive. No, Carl will be here ready to rock and roll for a huge third test where the English, they need to fire up, mate. If they don't fire up, they're gone. They're pretty much gone now, but they're still... You know, let's send it to the MCG actually a bit fired up. Let's send the MCG thinking, oh, maybe ain't going to come back here. Maybe. I've got the Chicago Bulls theme song here. Now we're talking. Can hear the Chicago Bulls as the Brisbane Heat are running out onto the field. Let me just put my phone on la mute. Cast will be amazing. Yeah, well, Ben Dwarshu's had a very similar innings to... very similar innings to what Bryden Cast had in that second test, for sure. Hold on. Augie says, I'm from India. Oh, namaste, brother. That is why I'm not able to write English properly. Whereabouts in India are you from, Augie? I was in Agra, Delhi, Jaipur, and Udaipur earlier this year. I was there rocking and rolling. All right, let's see what... Oh, that's why Olivia said about Colin. I was so confused because Colin's a Kiwi. That's why. I see right through you, Olivia. Jeez. I got there in the end. Now I figured it out. You can't get past me. Might take me a while, but I'm always aware. All right, well, let's see who gets this underway early. Let's see if the Renegades can get off to a rocking start. You've got Josh Brown and Tim Seifert, who are the openers. Tommy, member for 46 months, the old Manly fan. Get around your Tommy. Appreciate you for being a member for 46 months. We've had to deal with you for 46 months? Wowee. That is absolutely raucous. Okay, let's get this underway. Josh Brown used to play for the Brisbane Heat. Favours leg side, swing ball away, quicks hard, length in channel line, and bouncer at body first up. He used to play for the Brisbane Heat, get a couple of sneakies, and guess who is bowling first? It's the Big X, Xavier Bartlett. First bowl, coming on up, and then I'll update the scorecard in a second, and that's going to be no run. Where am I from in Australia? I am from the Gold Coast, mate. I'm from the Gold Coast. Let me just update this scorecard so you can see what player, who's got what. Who has got what? Where is it? Scorecard. And there we go. Now you got the batters. It's so weird still seeing... It is actually still so weird seeing Josh Brown not at the Brisbane Heat. Sandro used to play for the Stars too, didn't he? Mitchell says, Usman Khawaja better get a bowl today. Yeah, Usman Khawaja's not going to be playing today, Mitchell. No. He's on the same... He's playing the same amount of minutes as Big Spence. And that's going to be a no run. What a bowl from Big X. Hey, what a bloke. Yeah, look, Spencer Johnson and Usman Khawaja are probably going to be playing the same amount of minutes here today, Mitchell. I don't know if you realise this, but there is actually an Ashes test in 2 days' time. Well, a day and a half's time. So you've got to start clicking on around here. You know, got to start real clicking on. So if Bartlett swings away from the right-hander into the left, generates the extra bounce from full lengths and variations off cut at back of hand. Here comes the third bowl. I'm interested to see how this pitch looks pretty green. That's going to be a no run there. A little bit of a hint of swing from that bowl as well. So 3 dot balls. Jay Hayes' favourite saying, half maiden. Jay Hayes' favourite saying. Bartlett, in power play Big Bash 2024-25, overs 17, wickets 6, and economy of 7.2. So he usually gives, like in BBL in 2020, it's a pretty regular economy. It's not actually awful at all. All right, next ball. And big swing, big miss. No, sir. Nothing there. So 4 dot balls to start us off. But yeah, just remember you got to wait until I commentate it. I think I just saw that just beforehand. Just wait until I commentate it, mate, and then you can obviously talk about it in the chat and whatnot. Some people use these streams to hear what's going on in the game, and everyone's in the chat if you do say beforehand. Just wait till you hear me commentate it, and then you can drop that kind of comment. All right, fifth ball here of the over from Big X. Head-to-head, Renegades are 14, Heat 8. So the Renegades do have the wood over the Heat. And, oh, big swing and big miss again. 5 dot balls. Yoo-hoo. This is looking difficult. Josh Brown, he's looking at the pitch. There is some cracks in this pitch. Wowee. Plenty of cracks. Massive gaps opening up all the way down the pitch. Nothing too, massive, but, geez, there is some cracks. Afternoon, Mr. Dazmate. Mitchell says Josh Brown's a big fella. Start signing for the Storm coming up. Think you need help, Mitchell. All right, next ball. Final ball the over, and they will finally get some runs, and it will go 4-4 from Josh Brown. Took him 6 balls to find it, but he does find it and does get a boundary to open up his night here. Boundary. Really nice shot there. But 14-8, considering the Heat have probably been... Wait, would you say the Heat have been more successful on a year-to-year basis? Probably. Which app I watch it? I watch it on KO, mate. KO is an Australian service where we can watch cricket, rugby league, and AFL, and the likes. So no, I'm always watching on KO, and I just use a VPN. I'm in Fiji right now, but I just use a VPN so that I'm always able to watch. Because we are here pretty much every day. Well, especially until January 28th, we'll be here every day. But when it's the rugby league season, gee whiz, just can't stop flying. We're just flying. Team Sifa be on strike now. Sweats on width outside of stump. Averages less than 10 to balls at stumps. Yorker at stumps first up. Just bowling middle stump. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. And it's going to be Shaheen Afridi who's coming in for a bowl. Shaheen Shah Afridi, Pakistani superstar. And first bowl, it's going to be no run. Renegades, real slow start here. Real slow starts. Afridi, all T20. Wickets 334, economy of 7.9. Best is 6 for 19. Yikes, that's huge. 6 for 19 is massive. Massive. All right, this is going to be interesting to see what the Renegades need here. I do think they're probably, to beat the Heat, they're probably going to have to be looking at a 160, 170 at a minimum. Oh, that's a shot. That's a shot. Oh, he didn't get behind it. Oh, geez, that was actually a no-run. I thought he really whacked that. Shaheen Shah Afridi make 50 today. Shaheen probably won't be even coming in to bat. He shouldn't be coming in to bat. Fast bowling Pakistani, you don't believe it. Yeah, Mitchell, it's wild work. I've never thought I'd see the day. Debate on the fast bowling, but still, faster bowling. How about that? I'll meet you in the middle. Third bowl of the over. And it is going to be no run. They're struggling to get into their rhythm, man. The Renegades are struggling to get some runs on the board here early. As a Melbourne man, bloody Brisbane will win this. Yeah, well, Brisbane are on fire in regards to sport at the moment. They won the AFL with the Brisbane Lions. They won the NRL with the Brisbane Broncos. Obviously, Queensland won in the Origin. Gold Coast Titans are undefeated. You know, Queensland is just unbelievable. So now we're just expecting the Brisbane Heat and the Brisbane Roar. I think the Brisbane Roar are actually doing okay, aren't they? I saw them win in the 90th minute the other day. All right, next bowl from Shaheen Afridi. And that's going to be a good shot. There's the shot he was looking for. He will get a 4. That will go to the boundary there for Seaford. His first boundary, and now they will be on 8 runs. Sorry, it kind of froze up for me just as he hit that shot. It froze up for me. Oh, it's always difficult. The old Fiji internet. It's always difficult there. Roar third. I knew it. I heard the Roar were doing pretty well. Like, Brisbane and Titans are just so unbelievable. Not our Josh Brown. No, Olivia used to be, though. Oh, that's a wide for sure from Afridi. That is 1,000,000% a wide. Yep. Yeah, here is a wide from Afridi. Something's coming to Heat. Yeah, fire up Heat. Fire up Heat. Run rate of 4.36 right now. Now 4.91. Who needs singles anyway? That's the Sydney Singles, Mitchell. We call them the Sydney Singles. If you guys were here when we streamed the Brisbane Heat versus Sydney Sixers final 2 years back, because the week beforehand, myself and Hainsey, we went together to a Brisbane Heat versus was it the Thunder? I can't remember, but the Brisbane Heat, it was the game to, it was against the Sixers, that's right. Oh, here we go. He goes, geez, that is unusual, mate. That is an unusual, and that is going to go for a boundary. That is Big Bash cricket to a T. That is Big Bash cricket to a T. I didn't even understand how to commentate that just then, but it will go for a 4 for the Melbourne Renegades. And Afridi gives up 9 runs in his first over. Not fantastic there. One of those being a wide. 3 4s. Let's see if I can move this back a little bit. There we go. Jeez, that was weird, man. He tried to go for the little dinker over the top, but it comes off as a hard edge over the top and goes for a 4, but it definitely wasn't what he was planning. Definitely was not what he was planning. So Seaford on 8, Josh Brown on 4 after 2 overs. Took him a while to get him to move on, but that second over there really did help out. After a very limited first, Dooley is going to come in for a bowl. Ball coming low in this pitch. It's going to be difficult, but I also can see a score of 170, 180, 175, 170, 175. Oh, you're saying 40 to 50 runs in a bowling. Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought you were saying Afridi to bat, and I was like, Afridi's not getting, he shouldn't be getting a bat. He shouldn't be, because he will be the last batter to come in. Paddy Dooley, 28 years old, 21 matches, 25 wickets, average 21.6. Economy is 7.52. His best is 4 for 16. Come on, Paddy. It's like, there's no way Afridi should be damn well batting, and especially not 50. Next ball, and that is gone for a 6. I did see that just before it. Mayank, I'm going to have to time you out, bro. You have to see in 5 minutes. Remember to wait, just wait until we commentate it before you do put it into the chat. But it is a 6 there for the Melbourne Renegades. Josh Brown has sent that one into the next damn well century, son. The next century. Mayank, brother, I told you before, you just got to wait, bro. Just wait until you hear me commentate it. Then you can say 6 and get around it all you like. But some people, they don't watch it, brother. They don't watch it. So they listen to me and they get their updates from that. But there we go. Josh Brown with a big old whack for a 6. And this is looking like it actually is a pretty good pitch for batting here. We could be looking towards a real high score. Oh, that's an awful shot, but it will be a no run. That was an awful shot. Yikes. Run rate of 7.6 right now. Listening ears are turned off today. Turned off, Daz. Next ball from Dooley. And they're going to get a single here. Put Seaford back on strike and Brown will move to 11. If you are watching this game, what do you think is a winnable score right now that the Renegades have to set the Brisbane Heat up for? Especially knowing the BBL is a very high scoring. Like if you're bad, you're seeing 120. But if you pretty much are on the average level, it's kind of moved towards the 170, 180 as an average level in recent years. So does this need both these openers to go big for Supercoach? Oh, you got Seaford and Brown, do you? Well, I've got Jack Wildermuth for the Heat, who'll come out. I should have put him into my lineup. I got him as an emergency Wildermuth. I got Matty Wade. Matty Wade is a risk about potentially not coming in. He might be injured, and Mitch Owen is apparently a potential risk. I would get Sam Constas if Mitch Owen didn't play. I would get Mohamed Rizwan from the Renegades tonight if Matty Wade didn't play. But yeah, I've got Jack Wildermuth there as my emergency in the bowlers. But I think that Matt Short, Chris Green, Marky Stoinis, Sheldery, and Glenn Maxwell will all play. All right, next bowl. And that's a good shot. Yep. See you later. That is a 4 from Tim Seifert. Steps away, opens up, and another boundary for the Renegades. Yeah, Dilly's not bowling too well here, Olivia. Not bowling too well. Gave up 11 runs on that first over. Gave up a 6 and a 4. Big yikes. Big yikes. Sports Zone says 170 plus. Travis says 190. I don't know. I'm feeling the Renegades with the way they're heading right now. They are genuinely looking towards getting towards a 190. Maybe even 200 if they keep firing like this. 200 plus makes it very difficult. It does. We've seen it happen before. We've seen chases like that happen before in the BBL. You just need someone big to stand up. And a guy who would stand up would be a guy like Colin Munro. It would put a lot of pressure on a guy like Wildermuth, who is opening today. It would put a lot of pressure on him. So I feel like the Brisbane Heat, they're quite inexperienced. They don't have, obviously, Labba. They don't have Usman Khawaja. They don't have Michael Neese, the big old Neese, Michael Neese. Xavier Bartlett comes back in for another bolt. And shot over the top. See you later. That's a boundary. Jeez, the Renegades are opening up right now. They're now 28 runs from the first 3.1 overs. I just feel like with the way the Brisbane Heat is set up, you would need a miracle man. It would have to come from a guy like Colin Munro. It just really would have to. Otherwise, who else is going to do it? Who else is really going to stand up for him? Maybe Matty Renshaw? Maybe Matty Renshaw. You know, you saw Renshaw, obviously. Also, McSweeney, I guess. McSweeney and Renshaw were potential openers for Australia. And there's a potential LBW. No, I think that's going down. I think it's missing. They did go half up for it. Renshaw and McSweeney were shouts to open for Australia, but they went with Weatherald, who obviously has ended up being a machine for Australia. He's been incredible, getting a 70 in the second test and in the first test, getting about 23, but it's a massive, important 23 to help Travis Head out in the second innings. Had a 0 in the first innings, and we were starting to think, oh, geez, was he the right option? But he ended up being the right option, that's for sure, and now everyone's loving him. All right, third ball, and that is up in the air. That could be caught. He's gone into the sun too, but Josh Brown, he says, see you later. He's helping out the Brisbane Heat, the ex-Brisbane Heat man. And that is the first wicket of the day. Comes for Xavier Bartlett, and that will be caught. There's the wicket. Jagger says, great job to not lose out in the sun. Yeah, no, that was really difficult. Really difficult. That would have hit me square on the nose if that was me out in the field. Square on the nose, and Mitchell says, getting your tuk-tuk, son. Josh Brown is on his tuk-tuk. Not happening today, buddy. Not happening today. So later, trader. I have no idea what the situation was with why he was to leave, but he was okay for us. Like, I remember he had some good moments. Mohammed Rizwan, actually, I've got him. Oh, he's my emergency on Supercoach though, so I still want him to. Actually, I really want him to kill it because there's potential that Matty Wade doesn't play tomorrow for the Hobart Hurricanes. Do you guys say Hurricanes or Hurricanes? Because Hurricanes is actually a Northern Hemisphere American kind of terminology. Because ours is Cyclones. Hurricane and Cyclone is the same thing, just in different areas of the world. Same as Typhoon. Typhoon is also basically the same thing, just in a different part of the world. But what do you call it? Do you call it Hurricanes or Hurricanes? I say Hurricanes. And I feel like if you say Hurricanes, you're wrong. I feel like it. Mohammed Rizwan, he's in. He's in, son. At least hit your break even, but. So with Bartlett bowls, and whoa, wow, there's a lot of seam there. That just dipped away. This is first one. Well, I can't remember which one I put first. You got to let me know which one. You got to let me know. What is the first one? Did I say Hurricanes or Hurricanes? So you're saying it's Hurricanes. You're saying you don't pronounce the E like the old Americans. I say canes, not cans. I feel like Cairns is more an American thing. I think Cairns is definitely. I think that Cairns is definitely the one because they call them the Canes Geez, a potential catch there, but it will be no run. So run rate has dribbled down a bit. After a gangbuster second and third over, Canes not Cans, yeah. They do call them the Canes as the nickname. I feel like it is just an American terminology. The Americans, they live their own world. They live in their own world. Hurricanes, not hurricanes, just like it's a palmy, not a palmer. Hurricanes, not hurricanes, just like it's a palmy, not a palmer. Well, it is a palmy, not a palmer, but it's not hurricanes, not hurricanes. But it is a palmy over palmer. I think you might be needing some help here, Daz. Did you do that correctly? Sean says it's called the East Coast Low Top of New South Wales. That's a bullshit name. It's called the East Coast Low Top of New South Wales. That's a bullshit name. What did you even just say? Where did East Coast Top of New South Wales come from? That's a bullshit name. What? What are you trying to say, Sean? What did you put there? Yeah, Dooley getting brought in. You got one. It depends where you put the chips. No, Travsy. No, it's a palmy. It is spelled Parmigiana. It's spelled Parmigiana. It's not Parmigiana. Anyone who says Parmigiana responds, they're like, oh, well, it's Parmigiana. 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 It's Palmy. Not Parma. Deary me. Daz nearly deserves a timeout for that. Yeah, I don't know what Daz is trying to say. I think the way that reads, Daz, is that you're saying that it is pronounced hurricanes, and you're also saying that it's palmy. And whilst you're right about palmy, you're wrong about hurricanes. That's what it says now you got me confused trying to explain myself. I've got you confused, do I? I have you confused. Jack Wilder moved in for a bowl here. No run. I have him confused, ladies and gentlemen, apparently. It's my fault. It's my fault for reading quite literally what he's written. Jagger says, we don't even get hurricanes. It's too bloody cold to fuel them. Yeah, but I also don't think... Are they called hurricane? Now I've got Daz getting hurricanes into me now. That's going to be a single there for Seaford. It'll be 1 for 29 through 4.2. In your part of the world, it probably would be hurricanes, wouldn't it? We get cyclones. Yeah, cyclones in our part of the world. Typhoons are in like the Asian part of the world. And then I feel like maybe you guys just don't call them. Actually, what would you call them in Europe and the UK, Jacko? Even though you guys don't get them. No, it is the same thing. Yeah, cyclones, typhoons, and hurricanes are the same thing, Olivia. It's just different terminology based off of very, very niche different things. But it's just based off of location. The same thing, it's just based off of location. All right, next bowl for Wildermuth. And that's going to be no run. I just say Storm. Well, at least you didn't put an S on the end of that, Jacko. You'll learn that in this upcoming year. You'll learn, don't put an S at the end of Storm. Because that's an automatic timeout on this channel. So if you're in America, no, you're not going to say it's a storm. You're going to say you'd probably say it's a tornado, actually. You've probably been Americanized, Jacko. You guys bloody Americanized. And that's going to be a single for Rizwan. D-Funk says they're not the same thing. Google it. I'm pretty certain they pretty much are the same things. Is a cyclone, hurricane, and typhoon the same thing? Yes, hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones are the same type of powerful rotating storm. The only difference is the geographical location. Hi, Defunk986. Thank you for correcting me, but unfortunately, I've just corrected you. The first thing that comes up on Google is yes. What are you talking about? Google it. Why don't you Google it? It says yes. Hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones are the same type of powerful rotating storm, tropical cyclone. The only difference is the geographical location where they form, with different names used in the Atlantic and Northeast Pacific, a hurricane, Northwest Pacific, typhoon, and Indian South Pacific Ocean, cyclone. They all share characteristics like a low-pressure center, heavy rain, strong winds, and form over warm tropical waters. It's literally just about the geographical location. You're a dickhead. D-Funk, you're out of control. I love it. You sent me. You sent me out of the world. That's a 6. That's a 6 of Tim Seaver. You sent me, D-Funk. You sent me. You sent me. Well done. Well played, son. Well played. But either way, though, it showed you sent me, but I also looked smarter because I was correct in regards to what I was saying. So you sent me out of the Richter scale, son. But that's a 6 there for the Renegades. He said Google it was wrong. I started questioning myself because I remember I was doing some preparations for a BKRtravel video, and I found this out too. So that was 8 runs off the over there from Wildermuth. But Rizwan, he's on strike here against Haskett. 1 for 36 after 5 overs. Yeah, win-win, T-Funk. Yeah, but the thing is, your next comment has told me that I don't know if it was a win for you because you said, I thought typhoon was more rain than wind, like a hurricane, etc. Well, I don't know. Maybe there are niche things that are different, but ultimately it's pretty much the exact same thing. It's just the geographical location. So now I feel like you actually did think it, and you were telling me to Google it to prove you right. Now I think you sent yourself. Ooh, it was nearly a wicket there. Nearly a wicket. Jacko says, why can't you add an S? Because it is the Melbourne Storm, not the Melbourne Storms. The name of the team. So in the NRL, there is 17 teams. All teams have an S at the end of it for a plural, except for the Melbourne Storm. That was a good throw, but he does miss it. He will be safe. The only team that doesn't have a plural is the Melbourne Storms. So we have a thing on the channel that if you say the Storms with an S, you get timed out for 5 minutes for being wrong. Yeah, it's wrong. See, that's the first step to recovery, D-Funk. It's the first step. That's single for Seaford. He gets to 20. That is a single for Seaford. You know what, D-Funk? You know what? I back that because most people would double down. We have had so many people on this channel who will say that I'm wrong or say someone in the chat's wrong, and then you'll prove them wrong and you'll go and Google it or you'll go and look at something, and they'll be completely wrong. And then they'll double down on it. Like, they'll have some response to say how they were actually right. That's a good shot for... Oh, it's only going to go for the 2, though. It doesn't go for the boundary. Sean James says, and it's called an East Coast low. That's only a single for Rizwan. It's called an East Coast low, as they say New South Wales doesn't get hurricanes. Well, it would be a cyclone still in Australia. 125 kilometres is force. One hurricane insurance company bullshit. Fair enough, but in Australia it's called cyclones. Hurricanes in Northern Hemisphere. Next up. Ooh, defended. We'll stay 1 for 39 after 5.4. I was like learning. Most people love their head. Most people have their head in the sand, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I used to be like it, to be fair. I used to be like it. I had to change. I had to change a lot. I used to just go, just all guns are blazing. I'm right. But no, you learn pretty quickly how stupid you look if you do that. You learn pretty quickly. All right, so next ball from Haskett, and that was just absolutely sent over the top. Will that have enough power on to get a boundary? Yeah. Oh, that's actually really good out in the outfield. Well, let's see if it does hit the boundary. I don't think it does. It's only going to be a 2, but that's actually really good stuff there. They're going to check it to see if this does hit the boundary. That's so close. This is some great fielding out here. Even if he didn't get there in time, I think... Or does it hit the rope? This is going to be super close. This is going to be super close. Did Jay sleep in? Jay's always sleeping. I don't know what they're going to call here. This is hard. This is really hard. Wilcherson, all I want to see is Ashes cricket, not TikTok cricket. Hurry up, Wednesday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Oh, so they did call it a 2. I think they said it bounced over the rope. Oh, you're never going to forget about that one, though. That's a 6, son. Oh, gee whiz. You don't have to worry if that hits the rope or not because that's been sent to Pluto from Seaford. That's been sent not only to Pluto, but into this buddy. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. D-Funk says, when I know I'm right, I'm as dumb as they come, though. Well, because you know you're right, of course. Of course, you don't have to admit you're wrong, or you don't have to give up ground if you are right. Like, there's nothing to, then that's it. But that's a 682 meters. That is sent to the stratosphere. That was the word I was looking for. Jay's hosting a rave party. Jay does love a good old rave party. They do love their flashing lights and rave parties in China, so does make sense for Jay. But Paddy Dooley, Olivia's favourite play, comes back up. 11 runs given up over the first over. 7.83 is the run rate. Projected current is 157. 6 runs per over is 131. 8 would be 159. 10 runs per over would be 187. And that's going to be a single here for Rizwan. I'm still fit. I did say 175, 170, 175. But yeah, they just want to get Seifert back on strike. It's going to be interesting to see how Rizwan bats. 4 from 8, though, isn't a great sign. And that's going to be a single. They're just kind of flowing through the movement right now. Olivia says, speaking of flashing lights, they've taken the flashing lights out of the Skibadoo coaster and everyone is outraged. I've been on it when those flashing lights weren't there and it was shit house, yeah. I feel like that's probably because they don't want people to have an epileptic fit. I wonder if anyone has had an epileptic fit. Surely they would. Surely there would be some. That's a no run. That Skibadoo coaster back in the day was crazy. You feel like you're having an epileptic fit and you don't even have epilepsy. You know, that was how crazy it was. But it's really shit house when you're doing those things. Like, it's cool and all, but it's not as... Is it still, like, dark in there? Well, oh, that's up in the air. That could be gone. That could be gone. It's going to be a hard one to catch, though. Hard one to catch. Oh, Rizwan is gone. He's gone. Gone before. It's a hard catch. It's gone. Juggers, do you have a team in this league? The Gold Coast aren't here, so I don't actually, but if I was to support someone, it would be the Brisbane Heat on the basis that they're the local team closest to me. But Gold Coast and Brisbane have a bit of a rivalry. But with that being said, I would get behind the Brisbane Heat, and I have supported the Brisbane Heat in the past when, obviously, in previous years, I've done vlogs with the team, and I've also done streams when they actually won the final a couple of years ago. But yeah, it would be the Brisbane Heat. I just won't lose sleep at night over it. But it's pitch black. Oh, that's actually pretty cool, though. Pitch black's pretty cool. So you can hear screaming. But Jake Fraser-McGurk will come in to bat. 2 for 49 for the Renegades. And hey, Paddy Dooley only got 2 runs and got a wicket in this over, Olivia. He's flying. He's flying. Flying, son. Absolutely flying. Sorry, just checking something. So Fraser-McGurk is in. See, son, mate, he's gone. Well, that's not good. Oh, well, he's only in my emergency, I guess. He was my emergency, but his break-even was 57, so he's going to have to need... Mohammed Rizwan is going to have the bowling of his life, and that is a catch opportunity. Instead, it's going to be a 2. Good fielding. Old school strobe lights, blue light discos. Blue light discos where all the boys would go to one side and all the girls would go to the other side, and they'd just be talking about each other. Fielding Oscar Bryant's brother. Where is Oscar now? He's not at the Titans anymore. Next bolt. And that's a good over there from Dooley. Only 4 runs given up and a wicket. Considering his first over he gave 11. This one he only got 4 and got a wicket. Good stuff. So 2 for 51 after 7 overs. And for people who do not know and do not understand the BBL, it is only 20 overs unless you saw last night where it was 11 overs, but that was because the rain impacted it. And we didn't want to be still streaming that and still playing until tomorrow. So that's why it just stays at a smaller amount. Hello, how are you? I am. Hi, ladies. I'm doing what I am. I'm just living, son. Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to sting. Hope it's all right. God bless him, Seifert. That one bounced off up into the helmet area. So projected current is 142, so the Heat have really been able to limit them in these last few overs. Not up into the helmet area, that just bounced up off his bat into his shoulder area. Hey, Mitchell, I'm starting to think I need to blame you for the Chicago Bulls' fall of grace this year. I'm starting to feel like I need to. They were undefeated until you started yapping about the Cavaliers. Well, that's going to be a boundary. No, it's not. It's going to be good fielding again from the Heat. They're doing well here, the Heat. The Heat are doing really well. And Paddy Dooley slipped over as he was running, so that's only going to be, I think, only 2. I will say I'm impressed with the fielding. The fielding from the Brisbane Heat today has been really good. Yeah, a third run probably wasn't going to be the case there. They were going to go for a third one, but but the Renegades slipped over. Okay, next bolt. Shot over the top, and that, my friends, is a boundary. You love the sound of that ball hitting the bat. And that's a boundary for Seaford. He's on 35, and they need him right now because the other two, they struggled. They did struggle in Rizwan and Josh Brown. Tim Seifert is not. He's not struggling. I don't associate with Cavaliers. Is that right? Is that right, Mitchell? What are they doing right now? Oh, damn, they lost the Hornets. Oh, damn. Oh, that's a beautiful shot over the top. That is a beautiful shot over the top there for a boundary again from Seifert. He's loving this. He is loving this. He's giving him the ramp. We've seen plenty of ramps recently, and that, my friends, is see ya. Yeah, that's a nice shot. That's a really well-played shot there. Teams seem to drop off after losing Alonzo Ball. We were 5-0 without Alonzo Ball, Daz, and that's what I'll choose to remember this team as. That is what I'll choose to remember. Oh, another one over the top. He's just said, get out of my face again. And that is another boundary here for Seifert, and he is just going rumper. He's now on 43, and this is a knock. Well, now he's bringing back their total into a probably a more respectable area, a real stronger area, because it was starting to look struggle central. They weren't able to get as many runs, and now they're doing it. Really proud and loyal OKC fan. Yeah, look, I've seen them all. You know what's funny? I could have easily been an OKC fan. If people remember the early times on this channel when they were shithouse, I used to wear an OKC hat all the time because I really liked their logo, and I kind of liked the Thunder, but I just didn't buy in them because I went to Chicago, and that just made me fall in love with the city of Chicago. That's going to be a single there for Seafood. He'll be on 44. So I fell in love with the city of Chicago. That was 4, 8, 12, 15 runs off of that over from Haskett. Yikes. So I fell in love with Chicago, and that's what made me become a Bulls fan. But if I didn't go to Chicago, I would have been an Oklahoma City Thunder fan. I would have been. And there's literal physical evidence of it from beforehand too. And needless to say, it's like that scene in Interstellar. You know in Interstellar where he's just like banging and saying, no, 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 because he's trying to say like, don't go, Murph, or something like that. That's what's happening right now. I'm trying to say, don't do it, Blaze. Don't do it. The Bulls, I know you like Chicago, but don't do it. OKC. It didn't go, OC. Didn't go OKC. I choose a G League team over OKC. Imagine your main guy being in the 2028 Canada Olympics diving squad. To be fair, this was well before. I'm talking my potential support of them was before Shea was even out of the womb nearly. I bought a Thunder hat for no reason at all 10 years ago and never looked back since. Mitchell, you are a Cavaliers fan. What are you talking about? What are we doing here? What are we doing, Mitchell? You lost the Hornets. And it's gonna be a single. If I'm gonna sit here and still be a passionate Bulls fan, you better sit here and still be a passionate 15 and 10 Cavaliers fan. Or is it 15 and 12? I don't know. You still just support your team through it all, son. Look, not everyone can support the Oklahoma City Thunder like me. Next up. And that's a good shot. Oh, goes through the fielder, and that's going to be a 4. Oh, no, it's not. Again, good outfielding, not good infielding. Be 2 runs there, Fraser McGurk. Yeah, those Thunder hats. Thunder merch is 50-50. I don't really like the colours of the shirt, but I love the colour on a hat. Thunder have the 5th pick currently on Tankathon. I know, it's crazy, Daz. It is crazy. Oh, see you later. That's a 6. Oh, my gosh. He's taking him on, and he said, get out of here. Fraser McGurk hits a 6. And that's on 10 runs for him now. 2 for 75. The longer this game has gone on, the more the Renegades have just really gotten into it, gotten into the action. So wait, Olivia, did you say you're going to Movie World today or tomorrow? It better not be damn well on Wednesday when the Ashes are on. How dare you? Oh, jeez. Inside edge there. Will go away for just a single there, Fraser McGurk. He's lucky. He is lucky. To be fair, if when I'm talking about with the OKC Thunder, if Josh Giddey was there when I was having this toss-up, I probably genuinely would have definitely become an OKC Thunder fan. That's going to be hit down to the boundary, but there'll be a man out there. Fielding's decent. Do well, and they're actually going to keep it to 1 run. Good fielding. So 7 on 46, and Fraser McGurk comes back on strike. Actually, no, he doesn't, because that's the end of the over. Dooley got 25 runs from 3 overs. So about roughly 12 runs and over, not good. If Josh Giddey was there when I was originally kind of tossing up, and because I've been a Chicago Bulls fan all my life, but I didn't have the same genuine passion until I went to Chicago. So I could have easily been swayed by the Aussie that would have been there, but that was afterwards. Do you guys remember, what was his name, Tanush or something? Tanush was a genuine OKC fan. He was on this channel when they were shit house. And he was fighting for his life when they were really bad. He would be loving life right now. BJ Edge came please, mate. Matas Buzelis is the greatest player of all time, Jacko. Matas Buzelis might be potentially, if I ever think about the greatest player of all time, I'm thinking 1 Matas Buzelis, 2 Michael Jordan. Next ball. And that's going to be probably biased there for single. Tatted says, morning. Hello, Mr. Tatted. Morning, Muppet. I am the king of the Muppets, son. But Tatted, welcome back. Do you watch the BBL? Do you enjoy the BBL? And also, it's not morning because your time zone is a fake time zone. The real time zone is actually where this game's being played. No, it's not. This is a fake time zone too. This is in Queensland. Queensland's the only real time zone in the world. Mitchell says, Giddey wishes he was on Luke Travis and Tyrese Proctor's level. I didn't even think you know who you just mentioned. So that's going to go through the gap, and that's actually going to go for a 4. Wow, that just kind of snuck through slowly and then broke away. Snuck through slowly. Tanush loved losing. He would be very mad right now. He did actually, Mitchell. Yeah, I remember that. He used to always say how much he liked losing. And we had to say, what are you doing? Yeah, Dad says no, he wouldn't be loving life right now. He wanted his teams to lose, remember? He was pissed the Jags were 9-3 one year. I do remember that, yeah. For context, guys, this a few years ago. This was a subscriber from a while ago. 1 second, next bolt. Oh, he's bowled him. He's bowled him, Wildermuth. He's slapped, son. Wildermuth just goes absolutely banging and bowls him. He's gone. On your tuk-tuk, son. Get out of here. On your tuk-tuk, Fraser McGurk. He's been bowled. He was just trying to go for another one of those ramp. Well, he's gone for the sweep there, but he's bowled him clean. And now the Renegades, 3 wickets down. He was nowhere close to that ball either. Nowhere close. Yeah, for context in regards to Tanush we're talking about, he was a subscriber from a while ago. And he was a genuine OKC fan before they became successful, when they were really shithouse, and was a Jacksonville Jaguars fan who've always really kind of been shithouse. Also, I think supported like St Kilda in the AFL or something. Like, she just had horrid teams, just absolutely horrid teams, and would celebrate their losses. It was like it's like he's a glutton for punishment and just enjoyed the losses more than wins. As Dad's mate pointed out just then, when his team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, had 9 wins and 3 losses for the year, he was not happy about it. He was actually angry that his team was winning. Angry that his team was winning. You know, the guy was spectacular. Just absolutely spectacular specimen. Tanner says, all right, just watch any cricket for the love of the game. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, drinks break right now. We've got a drinks break. Well, give us you guys time. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. The Renegades right now 3 for 82 with the drinks break, which is 9.3 overs down. They're 3 for 82. Greg can finally sit down and enjoy some cricket and BKR. Well, it is a Monday night, so there's not much I would expect many people to be doing on a Monday night in the good old Oz. And again, you are a Parramatta Eels fan, Andrew, and that's where you let yourself down. It really is. It really is. So wickets recap. First ball was from Xavier Bartlett, where Josh Brown just sent that one up into the air and was an easy catch. Well, not an easy catch, sorry. It was a hard catch in the sun, but it makes it look easy. And the next one, that was definitely a difficult one. Rizwan really whacked it high. But Maxi Bryant does get the grab out there by the boundary. And the third one, you're going to love the bowl. See you later. Wildermuth right into the stumps. He gone. Fraser McGurk bowled him. Maxi winning the MVP, argue with a wall. Maxi Bryant. I used to know Maxi back in the day, when I was kind of active around the Gold Coast scene and at Heat games. And obviously his brother, Oscar Bryant, used to play for the Gold Coast Titans. Well, he didn't play for the NRL team, but he was a part of the franchise. He's part of the Tweeted Seagulls and whatnot. No run. And it says, I was cooking dinner before and had a late hour at work. I don't think you realise this, Andrew. BK Sport watching cricket is more important than work, so you need to get your priorities in line. Tyrese Maxey. Okay. This is the thing. There's so many different comments. Well, this isn't even that bad compared to like NRL streams. But with this channel, we have so many different conversations about different sports and whatnot. Sometimes you forget which one to. Because I was thinking Maxi Bryant getting an MVP would be out of this world. And also, I did speak about Max Bryant when you were saying that. So, that's an odd way of spelling Lonzo Ball, Mathis Buzelis. Tadded says, rather watch this than the Ashes after the last game. Well, guess what, Tadded? Get excited. Ashes on Wednesday. Ashes not tomorrow, but the day after. Hope you're excited, because I know I am. Charlie says, do you think England can get up next test? I hope not. That's what my thoughts are. Weekend before I fly to the UK. Hey, you can catch up with Tadded and Jacko and rub the salt into the wounds about the Ashes, even though you're a Kiwi. There's a single for Seaford, and he'll be on 47. And after all the kids are back at school, I don't even know school time zones anymore. 10 overs down, so they're 3 for 84. I'm feeling the Renegades get to... I'm still thinking 170. I'll take off 5 runs, my 175 prediction. I'll go 170. Nate says 10 on the draw. There's no way you bet on the draw here, Nate. I know you bet on random shit, but like, there's no way you bet on the draw here. There's no way. You haven't. Because the reason why I'm laughing is because I would actually slightly believe you have. That's a shot over the top there from Seaford. And good fielding. Will they get 3? They will surely get 3. They surely will get 3. And he will have just the 2. To be on 49, Seaford. There we go, just the 2. Yep, I'm going to be here for that misery as well because I must hate my life. Yeah, fair enough. But you know who doesn't hate his life right now? Seaford. He will be on 50. They'll get 2. Ooh, he dropped his bat. And he'll be on 51. Get around Seaford. Nate says, no, I'm talking Ashes, mate. I was going to say, how is there a draw in this game? But Seaford gets the 50 bomb. He hits the 50 bomb. He hits the 50 bomb. 31. No, but Adelaide weather looks like it looks fine. Brother, if there's a draw, God help us. That's a wide for sure from McSwaney. Adelaide weather, there's not a single cloud in the entire sky until Monday next week. Are you off your rocker? The answer is yes, Nate. You're crazy. Next bowl. McSweeney. Oh, he's been slapped for a 6 there from Seifert. Oh my gosh, this is filthy stuff here from Seifert. He's lost his bat as well. Wow. He's lost his bat and still hit a 6. Chaka says, Jello better does. That man, the man's done it all. Airball, hit side, backboard in his debut. Had more court time rapping his song at halftime than his minutes and stealing glasses in China. Oh, jeez. Seifert is killing them right now. That is a 6 again. Oh, my gosh. Seifert is killing McSweeney. 2, 4, 5, 11. That is now 17 runs off the over, and there was 2 balls here. 2 balls. Day 5 round out draw. Hey, Nath. It's meant to be sunny every single day with not a single cloud in the sky in Adelaide. So, you know, just trying to figure out where your head's at here. They do hit the 100, by the way. Seifert is now bringing them to a potential 200 total. That was 79 metres, by the way. 79 metres. Sean says we've got Gary this next game. Records will fall and Ash is back home down under. The ball's right there. You just walk past the ball here, dude. Gaz is going to get about 10 wickets, mate. The ball's right there. He's walked straight past the ball. There you go. There it is. We got there in the end. We're blocking from day one, lads. You know, Nathan's going to love that. I've seen you block before, and we still saw you get slapped because Stevie Smith still caught him. When Ben Stokes was... Oh, my gosh. Seifert is just like, I've got 64 runs. I don't care. I'm just going to go for a crack here. They're 3 for 102. $11 on the draw, but I think Australia all the way. I'm not thinking anything of a draw. I'm not thinking a slight little thing about a draw. I do feel like it could go 5 days, though. Yeah, just a nice little cheeky single there for Peak. And they'll be 11 overs down. So 9 overs to go here. I feel like if people bet on the Heat to get 160 plus, they're begging the Renegades to keep on cracking on here. They're begging them to get past the 160. Actually, Nathan, I know you dabble in the old gambling. If you bet on a team to hit 160 plus, is it void if they bat second and they don't have the opportunity to get 160 plus? Like, for example, you bet on the Heat to get on 160 plus and say the Renegades get all out for 100. Well, that means the Heat, the max they can get is technically 106, right? But more than likely going to be 101. Does that mean it's void because they didn't have the opportunity? That's going to be a single there for the Renegades? Or is it tough luck, son? Are you excited the SCG is coming close? I'm not excited at all. The SCG makes me sick when it comes to Test cricket. Wow, since that 5th over, it's been huge amount of runs. Yeah, but things have changed. This is our best size of 2010, mate. I wouldn't disagree that it isn't. Jacko, I'd say it is. And I wouldn't also disagree that this isn't our worst size in 2010. But we're still slapping. And that's going to be a no run. Defunct is probably a win. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it would work. Because if they won, that's great, but they didn't get a 160, but they also didn't have the opportunity to get 160. So surely it's just a void, surely. For context, I'm not betting, but it's just an interesting question what the bookies would do there. Okay, next ball. Oh, he's opened up, but he doesn't get too much in contact with it. It'll just be a single. Nate says, tough luck, son. That's why it's called gambling, mate. That was passive-aggressive. If I ever did see it, Nate. What did I do? I was just asking you a question. So it's called gambling. Look, fair enough, but I do know there are I know in the cricket, if you, say, bet on a player to get over 12.5 runs, but they don't actually see the field of batting, then that means that bet is void. That's why the question is legitimate. That's why it's a genuine question, because I know that, say, for example, Shaheen Afridi, who won't bat until 11, if you bet on him to get over 3.5 runs or over 5.5 runs or whatever, if he doesn't actually get to bat, then that bet is void, is what I heard and what I believe. Good throw, but it'll be a single there for Peak. He'll be on 4, and it'll be 3 for 106. D Funk says they offer second innings totals before the match start. Yeah, but well, maybe, but I don't really know. To be fair, I don't really know, but I would say they offer. I think they offer like everything, but it probably is just a bit of tough luck, son, unless it says it in the T's and C's, and that's gonna be maybe a wide here. Yep, there's one. Jacko says, well, we'll get our revenge in the World Cup. Bellingham and Palmer will put 5 past the Aussies. Hi, Jacko. Just trying to figure out, do you support the USA? And does Bellingham play for Turkey? Because I'm just trying to figure out if England are in the same group as the Australians, just thinking, just looking, just feeling it, just really getting the vibe and sense of achievement of it. And the sense of achievement is that you are wrong. Google it. We're not in the same group. I don't even think we're on the same side of the draw. So unless we're playing you in the final, I genuinely believe if we played you in a final, which will never happen, Australia will never be good enough to be in a final of a World Cup. But if we did, I would back us in to win that. I would genuinely do it. I feel like we would have it over you. For some reason, you guys would cock it up. You're well known for it. And Australia is just never give up attitude. We punch above our weight all the time when it comes to sport, but let alone football. I just feel like we would just, for some reason, get that over the top of his. And there we go. That will be slapped for a boundary from Seaford. He's on 69. Now we're talking. 69 for... How many runs did he get from that over? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs that over. Round of 32 or 16. Mate, if we're even playing you, you guys can beat us, and if we are playing you in the round of 32 or 16, we are taking that as a success because Australia is not a big footballing nation. We shouldn't even be there. We shouldn't. How is Italy not qualified yet, but we've qualified? We care more about rugby league or AFL or cricket, basketball even, rugby union. People don't care about football here. But we do care about beating Crystal Palace 3-0. That's what we do care about. Who was the person who came in last night saying Crystal Palace are a different gravy this year? They're not different gravy, nothing. No gravy here. All right, Power Surge. Take on the Renegades. 12 overs down, 3 for 111. The Renegades, they will hit the Power Surge, make the noise. We are top of the group. There's a chance. There's a chance we can top the group. There's also a chance we can come last in the group. It's a weird group. It's a weird group. Next bowl. Oh, that's a wide. Shaheen Faridi has just bowled that so far wide. It's just gone past Pakistan itself. The ball just went past Islamabad. It says, once you're a smart man, you should know how gambling works. Well, to be fair, smart men don't really gamble. So, smart men don't gamble. But I know enough about it, but I don't know the intricacies. I don't want to know the intricacies. If I know the intricacies, it means I'm an addict. And that's going to be a single for Peak. That bloke from yesterday could bowl better than that. Ben Washers. Oh, here we go. Andrew says Man United have a chance going to 5th because of you beating Palace. Thank you. Sure. You guys will be lucky to finish top 10. Darrow says, if a Gold Coast team entered BBL, would you support them instead of the Heat? Absolutely. Without a single doubt in my mind, paint my face colours, Gold Coast colours, we're on. Next bowl. Oh, that's been slapped for a 6. And Shaheen Afridi is finding it tough here today. He has given up now. 17 runs through 1.2 overs. This over alone through the first three balls, a wide, a 1, and a 6. So 8 runs already off the first 3 balls, and he's still got 4 balls remaining in the over. Shaheen Afridi is not having a good time at the moment. And Tim Seifert Tim Seifert is just absolutely killing it. 75 runs from the guy. He's looking at a potential big old score. He's already had a big score, but I can't save the number, but you know what I'm talking about. All right, next ball. And that's straight up the guts there. That should be 2 runs. Yep, they will get there. That's why smart men don't gamble, because we know about it. Exactly right, Sean. Exactly right. Who do United even play, by the way? Let's see if a bloke is who people thought Babar was. Mitchell, we've just recovered from that. We've got Babar, the Babar show happening again on Wednesday. All right? God help us. That was crazy last night, man, and yet you guys were moderating it. Oh, that's over the top. That's a huge edge over the top, and that should go away for a 4. That will go for a boundary for Seifert, and he's on 81. Wow, he is killing it right now. He is killing it. Come on, go to Cherries, up to Cherries. Yeah, 156k population of Curacao qualified before the Italians. Yeah, and Cape Verde, Cabo Verde. How much is the population of Cabo Verde, Jacko? Ridiculous. Curacao got in, not Italians. That's unbelievable. Even New Zealand have qualified. Even the All Whites. Is that what they call them? I think that's what they call them. Over the top there, but there's going to be a man out there. To be a single. A Freddie in this over. 1, 2, 8, 10, 14, 15 runs. Yikes, his economy is awful. Yeah, Haiti. Yeah, Haiti are currently in a state of emergency. That's the thing, Jacko. Haiti, as a country, are in a state of emergency. That place is run by gangs, as we know. The whole country is run by gangs. They're in the World Cup and not Italy. They don't even have a working government system in their country. They're in the World Cup and not Italy. And that's going to be sent to the boundary for another 4. And that is 19 runs off the other. Afridi's not having a good day. Wow-wee. No, Ben Barber doesn't play NRL anymore, Andrew. Doesn't play. Ben Barber did retire from rugby league. 82 runs for Seifert, and it's 3 for 130. Well, now they are looking at potentially a total of 210, 220 with the way they're batting. It's not going to happen. But like, the way they're batting, and so it's just curious to see if they appear when you say his name. King Azam Azam. That was that song from last night, wasn't it? That's our song for the whole season. Don't let me forget it. I'm going to get the whole of Pakistan singing it. Everyone. When I go to Pakistan one day, I'm just going to sing it amongst the crowd. Ba 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 Azam ba 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 Azam. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take over the country by singing that song. Next bowl from Bartlett. Oh, it's a good bowl. It's a good bowl. Nathan's the Haitian bloke running things over there is named Barbecue. Yeah, didn't he kidnap a YouTuber once? This is what I'm saying, guys. This conversation that we're having right now is about a country that is quite literally in a state of panic emergency. The whole country is at war with each other. It is run by gangs here and gangs there, and those gangs don't like each other. The government is just not a government. Like, it's out of control. They're in the World Cup and not Italy. And that's what is incredible. That's going to be a single here for Seifert. That's King of Some to you, Blaze. Ba 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 King ba ba. Oh, I've got to turn that back on. See? Now it's even the light's scared. Even the lighting is scared right now of how good King Baba is. King Baba Baba, he got out for 2 runs. It should have been 0. King Baba Baba, King Baba Baba. He walked off the field last night. He should have been gone for a day. King Baba Baba. So current projected is 197. 6 runs per over is 171. 8 runs per over is 184. Projected is 197, and that's going to help that number rise because that's another boundary for the Renegades. Their peak gets to 13 runs, and he'll be 3 for 135. That's the 50 partnership up here for the Renegades. I still think the Brisbane Heat will get to around a 180 marker. I don't know if they win, but this does look like a pretty good batting pitch right now. The cracks in the pitch haven't done too much. They weren't obviously too thick. Nate says if he kidnapped the reporter, he'd be eaten by now, hence the name barbecue. No, but I'm pretty certain. I'm pretty certain there was a YouTuber who did get kidnapped, or maybe it wasn't barbecue, but barbecue was the one who stopped him, who stopped the other gang or something from kidnapping him and using him for ransom or something. I think that might be the case. It could also be completely fake, and the guy could have been just one of those tossy YouTubers. It could absolutely be the case. But the fact that this is a legitimate conversation just is insane to think about. At least he caught the ball. You could have caught that ball. So 3 for 135, 13.4 overs bowled. Xavier Bartlett has clearly been their best bowler so far. Through 2.4 overs, he's only given up 13 runs, and he does have a wicket. All right, next bowl here, the 5th bowl of the over. And that's probably going to be a wide there. Is that going to be a wide? No, it's not going to be. It's going to be fine. Good bowl. Good bowl. Yeah, Jackus is Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast, when they had Didier Drogba. Yaya Toure, Kolo Toure. What are the Ivory Coast? Are they still decent? Are they qualified? I don't think they qualified, did they? Or did they qualify? They're not like they used to be. Didier Drogba. Damn, it's at Old Trafford. Would have gone if it was at the Vitality. Oh, yeah, United Bournemouth, yeah. Why do you always go down that path? What path? What path did I go down? I don't even know what path you're talking about. Next bowl. Over the top, and that is going to clear the infield, and that will go for another boundary, and Peak will now be on 17. The Brisbane Heat bowlers have been getting slapped. It's now 3 for 139 with still 6 overs to bowl here. The Brisbane Heat are struggling. Slubber says, Bartlett deserves a better team. Yeah, look, I don't disagree, but the BBL is really difficult because it can change year by year so drastically, comparatively to like the NRL, the AFL, the Premier League, and NFL, major sports. NFL maybe can a little bit. But overall, the BBL is so different because players do change really quickly. And you see player movement quite frequently. Obviously, the Ashes and the Australian cricket players and the English cricket players, if they are there, they do get taken away for their international duties, which is what's been a big problem with the Brisbane Heat in recent years. They've got guys like Usman Khawaja. They've got guys like Mick Sweeney when he was playing for the Australian Test team. They've got Marnus Labuschagne. The point is, yeah, they've got a whole bunch of guys that play for Australia, and they're just never able to use them because these guys are playing for Australia. So, yeah, the Brisbane for 144. This is not looking pretty here, Brisbane Heat. Now, Tim Seafer is on 88 runs. 88. What a massive, massive score here. I actually didn't know that was why his name was Barbecue, Nath. I didn't actually know that. I obviously knew the guy's name was Barbecue, but I didn't know the reason for that. Our bowling is shit, Livy says. Yeah, the bowling is shit. Xavier Bartlett's actually bowled pretty well besides that last over. He's actually bowled pretty well. But Dooley's not been great. Shaheen Afridi has been really poor today. And, yeah, Dooley's been just awful. So, no, it's a massive struggle, City Bish, struggle, City Bish here for the Brisbane Heat. Bowling-wise, but also I do feel like this pitch will play well for both teams in regards to the bats. So I don't think give up hope on the Brisbane Heat just yet, but it's looking increasingly unlikely, that's for sure. What a beautiful afternoon here at GMHBA, though. The category. But don't worry, Dooley has no more overs remaining. Bartlett's still got 1. He's still got 2. And that's going to be, beautiful shot from Pete. Goes for 4, and Pete will be at 28. Thanks, g'day all. Okay, yeah, exactly right, Mitchell. Here we go. Here we go. Old mate's turned up for a crack. For another big old shot there. Projected current is 201. Probably change it to 202 or 203 after that for. Wildermuth gives that one up. Wildermuth does have a wicket, but 18 runs. Well, Mayank from before. Hey, guess what, dude? Afridi is on target for probably 40 to 50 runs given up in the bowling. All right, next bowl. And that's going to be just a single for Peak. Geez, I'm going to make myself a coffee at the innings break. I need a coffee. Definitely need a coffee when we do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In regards to the Ashes, straight through into the BBL. Yeah, let's try and hit 50 likes at least. We'll try and get the old 50 bomb. Try and get the old 50 bomb. Next bowl here from Jack Wildermuth. Up in the air, but that's going to go back for just a single. Dom's category would be better if it had more than 14 seats. It's got 15 seats, Dom. Get with the times, get with the picture, get with the program. It's got 15 seats. You got to really start understanding. Logan says, fun fact, the Melbourne Stars are the only team that have not won anything. Fun fact, we spoke about that well and truly before. Hobart winning last year was the final team besides the Stars. But the Stars have been in multiple finals. They just can't win it. They just cannot win it. Next bowl. Up in the air. This could be gone. This could be gone. Is it a 6 or is it gone? It's a 6. There's still too much on it. There's still too much on it. And it is now 3 for 163. And they've still got 4.2 overs to go. This is filthy stuff here from the Renegades. This is filthy. The Heat are just getting whacked around. It's had extensions, to be fair. They probably sold off the nearby farms. They give players under the carpet. They keep... Oh, there was a big edge there, but the wiki can't come up with it. Pearson can't come up with it, and that is going to be a 2s up, I think, for Peak. He'll get 37. With Geelong, they want to host a finals match. They don't want to keep playing at the MCG, giving up home finals. They want to be able to play at Cardinia. But it doesn't have the capacity. Even after the extension, it doesn't have the capacity. It's crazy. Don't you know, bump it up. You got to bump it up. Don't you know, bump it up. That's a single. They just can't get a wicket for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 runs off that over too. 3 for 166. They only need 34 runs for 200, and they've got 4 overs to do it and 7 wickets. The Renegades surely just get a huge win here. I tell you what, I look at my Monopoly Go and I see this absolute clown just shutting down my landmark all the time. I'm getting pissed off. Pissing me off. Leave me alone, mate. Leave me alone. Leave my landmarks alone, bud. Made consecutive finals in 2011 to 2017, but had shocking seasons from 2020 to 2024. Talking about the Stars. Yeah, no, the Stars made multiple finals. They just couldn't win. And there was one final they completely choked. I think it might have been against the Renegades. Maybe. And it's going to be a single. Dom says that was an inside joke. Geelong have been accused of some alleyway deals to loophole salary cap, including farms. Why do you think I laughed at it without acknowledging it, Dom? What do you think? Geelong are innocent. They're the most innocent team that ever existed, actually. They got sanctioned? No, that's false propaganda AI. That's AI, mate. Just like the Manchester City stuff. Just beautiful. Beautiful because people have started to realise that City's not going to get done over. So that's like, regardless of the proof, no matter what, people will always just say cheat. Regardless of what actually happens, they'll say, hey, paid them off. You can't ever win in today's society. There's a single For the Renegades, they're 3 for 168. Melbourne just don't get cricket. Melbourne just don't get sport at the moment, Logan. They lost the grand final in the NRL. I'm not going to insult the Cats. But still, Victoria. I just don't really get sport, but we take Victoria under our wing when we feel necessary. That's going to be a 2 for Peak, I would assume. They get back for 2. No, just single. Just a single. We're getting a 6-point deduction. Who's getting a 6-point deduction, dumb? That's AI. That is absolutely AI. Never seen more AI in my life. Every team should invest in aspiration. Clearly worked over the Clippers. Yeah, Clippers love a good aspiration. There's a shot over the top, but that is going to be well fielded out there. And Seaford is going to move to 9-2 as they get 2. 16.4 overs down, 3 for 171. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. We need some toilet water. The amount of kids that would have done that. Gee whiz. What did I say, 190? Yeah, I said 175. I think they'll get more than 190, man. I think they'll get 2. Oh, that's a 6. That's a 6. That's a 6. That is a 6 from Seaford. And he's on 98. What a knock this is. What a knock. Will the BBL ever expand? Yes, Gold Coast and Canberra. I don't think they have ever since they started in 2011. Gold Coast and Canberra. I don't think, was Hobart a part of the original teams? It might have been. Have they, has it always been these teams? But no, Gold Coast and Canberra are the 2 teams predicted to come in next. They've wanted Gold Coast for ages. They just didn't do it. That's why they took the Brisbane Heat games there all the time. And that's going to be a single. They will get a no, they're going to keep him. Okay, so Seaford is on 98 right now. Here they go. Chelsea from the Abramovich era, the new owners self-snitched and are now facing deductions, I believe. Oh, really? Oh, really? That doesn't surprise me because, like, we all knew that about Abramovich, but also Chelsea fans love Abramovich. Don't you, Chaka? You guys love your Abramovich. It's actually pretty rough because didn't he have to leave Chelsea because of the Russia-Ukraine conflict? And the league stance and whatnot? Or UK stance or the league stance? Partnership is 95. Afridi is coming in for another bowl. He's got a 14 economy right now. Oh my gosh, that is a 6.5. Oh my gosh, that is an absolute whack from Peak, and he's on 46. That takes him past the partnership of 100 to 101. Seaford's still at 98. This is just awful, awful bowling here from the Brisbane Heat. They are getting slaughtered. This is going to be a massive chase for the Brisbane Heat. A massive chase. How do you chase this one down? I don't know. We're going to need that camera dude who couldn't find the ball last time to go get the ball again. And Freddie may go for 60. Yeah, well, he's given up 34 runs, so Mayank was right. He was right. The real question is, what isn't going on in the West Tigers? That is spot on. Freddie may go for 60. He may go for 160, mate. May go for 700 at this point. He's just giving up runs for fun. So Peak's on 46, Seaford's on 98. Jaggers couldn't care less if we get deducted as long as Arsenal don't win, to be honest. Well, you're a massive Manchester City fan then, aren't you, Jacko? I don't feel like City and Chelsea, we've really had a deep, like, hateful rivalry in a lot of ways. We have more, that's going to be a single. So Seaford's going to be on strike now. We have definitely more of a rivalry with, obviously, United. I wouldn't say Liverpool and City are a hateful rivalry. It's a competitive rivalry that has been really actually built around a lot of respect over the years. We hate Tottenham from back in the day. We really dislike Arsenal because they've talked as if they think they're the shit when they haven't done shit. But I don't feel like Chelsea and City. I think Chelsea and City have actually recognised a lot of similarities between the two over the years. It was great seeing Lampard score against Chelsea there for City. The next bowl, and that is... Oh, lucky that drops. Just a single. Are they going for the two? They will get the two, and Seifert has hit the hunch. He's hit the horny hunch, son. Drop the fitty bombs in the chat. The horny hunch has been hit for Seifert, and that is absolutely massive, son. That's absolutely massive. Davis is up the Gunners. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Should have damn well lost the Wolves. Even the Wolves are last place and haven't won a game all year. My goodness. What a performance here from Seifert. 100 hit. They're 3 for 187 and there's 17.2 overs gone. There is still 2.4 overs to bowl here. This is wild, man. And Peak is also on an incredible score. Shaka says, yeah, Pep's the GOAT. Pep is unbelievable. First Big Bash century for Tim Seifert. That's 100 off 53 too. But he's not done with yet, son. Afridi is genuinely going to give up 60 to 70 damn well runs here. That's not a boundary. It'll just be a single there for Seifert. Dude, Afridi has given up 39 runs through 2.3 overs. The economy is absolutely abhorrent. Abhorrent. 100 T20 credits where it's due. You're getting a... Like, remember with the old Stoin. Stoin got, what, 150, 160? Marcus Stoinis? For the Stars about 3-4 years ago? I think he got about 150 or 160 or something. Calls 2. So Peak is going to be... No, they're going to just go to single. Peak will be on 48. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that 3 was a no ball, by the way. 10, 11... Jeez, 41 runs off 2.3. His economy right now is up around the 20. Jagger says the Declan Rice glaze from him is unbearable. I've seen their fans say he starts in 09 Barca, 05 Chelsea, 15 Madrid, and 22 City. Who's he getting in 22 City? Are they saying that he's better than Rodri? Are they trying to say Declan Rice? Where's Declan Rice fit into City in 2022? Who do you take out? Oh, he's opened him up, and... Oh, he's caught. Seifert's gone. Seifert is gone on 101. And that is a big wicket there, and Wildermuth will get the catch. They needed it. Oh, what? Oh, was it bounced, did it? Oh, the commentary's confused as well. I thought that was a catch. Was that bounced? Okay, so apparently not. Apparently it wasn't a wicket. Oh, well, that's a no ball and a half from Afridi, and it's going to be some extra runs as well. This is awful bowling. Oh my gosh, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 runs now. No, that wasn't a no ball, Mitchell. The catch wasn't a no ball. The one before that was a no ball. That one just then was a no ball. The third ball of the over was a no ball. He's got 3 no balls in this over. Oh my gosh, this might be a free hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, jeez. This is awful stuff. And Shaheen Afridi's night is done here. They're switching him out here. Jeez, that is embarrassing. Oh, that was his third. Oh, so it was a no ball, Mitchell. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is brutal to see, bro. In the middle of the over, they're switching him out and they're putting McSweeney in. That is embarrassing, bro. They've taken Shaheen Afridi out of the attack after 7 balls in the over. There's still 2 balls to go here because there's been 3 no balls that Afridi, and this is a free hit here. And they're just going to reverse it over the top, clears the field, and that's going to be a boundary. And Ollie Peak is going to hit a footy bomb. Footy bomb, footy bomb, footy bomb, footy bomb, footy bomb. Footy bomb. 3-198. This is a huge score, the Renegades. Absolute masterclass of shit-ass bowling. My gosh, slapper. Oh, and that's another slap for a... Oh, no, there's a man on boundary. You're saying he isn't finishing his overblaze. No, they took him out. They took him out. McSweeney finished that off those last 2 balls. 3 for 199 with 2 to go. Oh, dude, I feel for Afridi, man. His bowling was so bad, and to be taken out mid-over is just wild work. Sean says, so the international has bowled 20 balls for how many runs so far? He gave up 42 runs before being removed from the bowling. Oh, that's a shot. That's a shot. That's up, and oh, no one back on the boundary though. It will go for a 4. Average winning total at GMHBA Stadium is 174. They're at 203. The average winning total is 174. They are currently at 203. TCS says, what is happening with Shaheen? He's a wonder class, but today, what has happened? I think Pakistanis, and this is with all due respect, okay? This goes for Babar Azam. This goes for Shaheen Afridi. This goes for, I think, Mohammad Rizwan as well, who is Pakistani. The level of quality is very different, and they're taking on really good players compared to when Pakistan plays some pretty lackluster teams internationally, and they're also on pitches that suit completely their style of bowling and whatnot, whilst you see teams like Australia and India and whatnot are able to play in different surfaces. For the most part, it still can come a guts away. But with Pakistan, they do play a lot of the weaker opposition. He's gone. Peak is gone at 57 there. They do take a lot of they play a lot of the weaker opposition, which enhances your belief in a lot of these players. And it must be hard for you to hear this and to understand it. It's not meaning to be disrespectful. It's just that that's why when people come into this chat or they say online, they try to compare Babar Azam to Steve Smith. Or we did have someone say in an Ashes stream, I think the second or first test, I can't remember, but someone came in and said Shaheen Afridi or Mitchell Starc. And I said, you're off your rocker. To compare Shaheen Afridi and Mitchell Starc is just disrespectful. Like, it's disrespectful in my opinion. You can support your players and you can support your team. But to compare them to the best, like those are the best in the world. Mitchell Starc and Steve Smith are some of the best of all time. And we've got people trying to compare them. I get being passionate about your country. I love that you're passionate about your country. But Australia plays India. Australia plays England. Australia plays South Africa. Australia plays New Zealand. Whilst Pakistan, for the most part, play Bangladesh. They play Sri Lanka. They play Nepal. They play all these kind of countries. And that's why there's a difference. There was a series a couple of years ago against Pakistan, and we didn't play any of our starters. Like, I think we had 2 or 3 mainstays in the Australian team, and we lost. We lost a game. And everyone online came out saying, like, oh, Australia, dumb, Pakistan own you, you suck, all that type of stuff. We literally didn't play like Paddy Cummins, Mitch Starc, Steve Smith, all these kind of guys. There was, I think it might have been 1 days actually, but we didn't play our main stars. And it was still close, but Pakistan did end up winning the individual game. I think we won the other game, however. But the point is, it's a different level of class. And that doesn't mean that you are bad. It just means there is a different level of class in between the two. It shouldn't be there shouldn't be a comparison because it won't make us feel bad. Says yes, but do you consider Babar Azam, Rizwan, and the rest Let me know if we are streaming, because for some reason my internet cut out a little bit there. So I'm not 100% too sure if it is going right now. So yeah, my question to you, TCS. By the way, guys, refresh the stream. I think our stream cut out briefly just then. I'm also going to take this jumper off because it's actually getting warm now. And I've got to refresh this chat. So yeah, I'm asking you, what class of players are you going to tell me that you compare them with guys like Mitchy Stark and Stevie Schmutty and Paddy Cummins and like, or are you going to put them in a different book? Are you going to put them into a different area? I'll listen to the different area. So it is 5 for 204 right now. So Tim Seifert got out for 102, by the way. Tim Seifert did get out for 102. TCS, Pakistan are a really good team, but the board, they need to set a series with teams that are really good. In what level? Like, this is what I'm saying. How do you know that they're a very good team if they don't play against the very good teams for you to know? Like, for example, let's go and have a quick little squiz. Let's have a quick little squiz at Pakistan's recent test series. Pakistan Test Cricket. So Pakistan, in their 2 test series... Oh, they lost the West Indies. To be fair, they beat South Africa once, though, in 1 test, though. That's a good shout. Pakistan did beat South Africa in 1 of the tests. That's T20. That's T20. I would expect Pakistan to be better at T20. They did lose to Sri Lanka in a T20, though. They did lose to Sri Lanka there. It's still 5 for 204 here for the Renegades. And then we're close to the innings break. I don't know if the Brisbane Heat are going to be able to win this one here, guys. I don't know about this one. It's not looking too well and truly likely as we currently speak. This is a mammoth score that they have to chase. Mammoth. 5 for 205. This is just going to be huge. I'm just trying to get this KO back and working again. I'm a cricket fan who knows who to compare with. Who and Stark and Pat Cummins like that are not comparable. The Pakistani bowlers are not bad. Oh, I'm not saying that they're bad, but the other like Aussie bowlers are far better. Absolutely. This is what I said last night a million times. When you talk about these players and people compare these players with these players, if you choose these guys, it is not an insult to these guys and saying that they're bad. It is saying that these guys are better, but that doesn't mean that these guys are bad. So it's 5 for 207 right now. So I'm not insulting these guys by saying they're not as good as Steve Smith or Mitchell Stark. These guys are just the best of the best comparatively. And that's a single there for Sutherland, and Bartlett is the one bowling. He has been their best bowler. But I do like that because most people aren't like that, TCS, where most people from a country will circle jerk their plays and not be able to respect what is being said here. So it is good to be able to see it from an outsider's perspective. So 5 for 208, I just cannot see a world the Heat win this. It would be a gigantic chase. Just reminding guys, refresh the stream if you haven't been watching the entire time because I feel like our internet cut out for a bit just then. Next bowl. Oh, hit straight into the ankle there of Big Zave. And they are going to go for 2 there. Also, so that I know how far behind you guys are on the stream, tell me how many fingers I'm holding up right now. Tell me how many fingers I was holding up. Last wicket, Seifert for 102. 5 for 210. Oh, geez, that's gonna sting. That is going to sting. And that's going to be pumped down the ground again, but it's just going to be, they'll come back for 2. And they will make it for 2. Okay, it's not too bad. But I'm not trying to be disrespectful, just not for a misunderstanding. Do you hate Pakistan? Not at all, bro. Not at all. I don't hate any country, anything. I hate evil people. I love good people. That's all I have to say. I do not have any problem. I'm just giving you a perspective from an outsider's perspective about what we think in regards to, say, their cricket team. or in regards to the sport. No, I don't look at things from that kind of angle, mate. But there we go, guys. It's 5 for 212. It's the chase. That's 20 overs bowled. So we have seen the Melbourne Renegades bat. Well, it's the innings break, and we get to see the Brisbane Heat return. No. See, Lagan, this is 4. I know that in New South Wales this would be 5 because you'd have a finger coming out like that and whatnot. This is not even 5 fingers. This is still 4 fingers and a thumb. But anyway, New South Wales education, not that great, I'm aware. But guys, we're going to jump off and we're going to quickly grab a Coke Zero and give my face a refresh with some cold water and fire up for a big chase from the Brisbane Heat, which is looking extremely unlikely. But what an absolute performance from Tim Seifert for the Renegades, 102, and then also for Oliver Peacock, 57. Just absolutely massive work from those guys. And the average winning margin here at GMHBA Stadium is usually the 175, 176 range. They hit over 210 runs with 212. So don't know how this chase is going to go over the Brisbane Heat, but we will live and see. We'll see how it all goes. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. I will be back in about a couple of minutes' time. I appreciate it. All right, let's come back. Yee-hoo. We're back. We are back. Have fun at Jay's raid party. Yeah, it was an awesome party, Mitchell. Massive party. Absolutely massive. We were just going off. Plenty going on there. TCS says, what I wish is Babar to come back in that 2020 and 22 form where even Hazelwood Stark can come and said that Babar is impossible to get. He has never been the same like he was. Yeah, look, he's going to find it tough here. The BBL is very, very fast paced. It might take him a little bit. He might warm up into the competition for sure. You know, hopefully he starts to learn the pitches well. He starts to, like yesterday was his first game, right? So we'll see again when he plays the Sydney Thunder on Wednesday, because tomorrow is the Hobart Hurricanes versus, no, I think tomorrow's Sydney Thunder, Sixers versus, who do they play? Strikers, isn't it? I think it's the Sixers versus the Strikers on Wednesday. Yeah, it is. Sixers versus Strikers. So we'll see if he's learned a bit more about how to play an Australian turf. It is very difficult here. Very, very difficult to pitch. And yeah, look, that is, Sean says it right. TCS, that's cricket, mate. Ups and downs in school competition. Never any hate because it's only sport, but Australians, we are sport. And buy your drink after. Yeah, exactly right. It's all banter and shit talk, and we love to just rile you up and get into you. And this is the difference between a lot of what Australia, England, and New Zealand. New Zealand's a little bit different, but Australia and England specifically, like we're very different to how, say, Asians are with sport. And with Asians with sport, it's more about, it's not really banter. It's more about trying to embarrass the opposition and to shitting on the opposition, rather than with Australians and English and stuff, we will shit on you, but we're taking the piss. Like we don't really care. Like it's more about having a laugh and you know, you'll say something and we'll say something and you know, yeah, it can be annoying and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's all good fun and a good laugh, and then we go for a beer after. Asians and also Americans are trolly as well. They're very trolly, but it's a bit 50-50. Sometimes it is about the embarrassing nature, and then like in South America, it's just violent. You know, it's just the way they go at each other is more aggressive. You know, they want to be the big dog in town, and it's not even really about sport. It's kind of just about putting down their opposition as well. I don't know how Africans are. I don't know what the African culture is around sport in that way. I would love to know. And I don't really know a great deal in regards to how the European culture is outside of England. Actually, Jacko or the English, it's would be a great person, great people to ask about this. What are Europeans like in their culture with sport? Not UK, because UK is, yeah, UK is very much obviously similar to Australia. Dom says, the BKR thumbnail curse, Afridi and Babar have both been in thumbnail. Why do you think that is, Dom? Why do you think that is? 212, good score. Hey, well, Mayank, you were pretty close in regards to Shahid Afridi giving up 50-odd runs. He got pulled after giving up 42 runs through 2.4 overs. He got pulled to get 42 runs. Now, the thing, I'm a big Babar fan, but when I see like the Indians hating, it just lets my heart down. For example, sports. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say there. The thing is, man, is that Indians and Pakistanis are going to roll each other up for eternity. You know, you guys do hate each other. Like it's not sport. The India-Pakistan rivalry just shows its face in sport, but India and Pakistan is not a sporting rivalry. That's why when you talk about cricket and people trying to compare India-Pakistan in regards to a cricket rivalry, India-Pakistan is not actually a cricketing rivalry. India-Pakistan is a we hate the other country rivalry politically and like in general. And then the only way they can really release a lot of those emotions outside of, say, violence that we've seen is through, say, the cricket. And that is a massive ego tool there for both those countries if they do get a win. And that's why you will never see Indians really respecting a great deal of Pakistan in regards to cricket, and you'll never see a great deal of Pakistanis respecting India when it comes to the cricket. So, and these things just won't change because it's far deeper than just the sport aspect of it all. Australia and England, when it comes to cricket and sport, it is the sport. You know, we take the piss and have a laugh and drink afterwards. But with those two countries, it is very, very different. Very different. Dom, that's why we don't jinx the players before they even get on the field. Exactly right. Atel 200 and Shaheen 40 to 50 runs. Yeah, no, he gave up 42 and then got pulled. Got pulled mid-over, by the way. Got pulled mid-over. Taken out of the attack at mid-over. Gee whiz. Mohammad Amir is even better than recent Pakistani bowlers, but the board dropped after the T20 World Cup. That's just third-class thinking from the board. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Europe entries go. So it is similar, Jacko. So it's like Spanish and Italians and Germans and whatnot. Are they similar, or are they very similar to what I'm talking about in regards to maybe like Americans, where it's trolling but also quite aggressive? I feel like from an outsider's perspective, people who aren't Australian will see Australians as aggressive, but they actually aren't. Like they really aren't, for the most part anyway. Hopefully the cricket board sets a series with Australia, because they already have set a series against England, and England, well, that's not going to be a hard one, is it? Jagger says they go a bit far, though. I guess that would depend where, though. Like, if you're talking about Eastern Europe can get pretty full on. Like, they can get super racist and whatnot. And they've had to ban fans from games. They can get, like, super, super racist out in Eastern Europe. I'm pretty certain a lot of the time Serbians have been banned from games for racism towards black people, black players. And I think that maybe not Romania. Serbia was one of them. I think Bosnia and Herzegovina also. I think they've also been, all their fans were banned from going to games for racism towards, like they threw a banana skin on a field or something like that. I can't remember, but Eastern Europe can get pretty full on in that regard. Didn't you have to leave India because of the political rivalry? Well, I didn't have to leave because of the political rivalry, but it was a good time to get out. Yeah, it wasn't like I have to leave, but it was a good time to get out. Yeah, and I went to Thailand, and Thailand was great fun. So Heat required 213 runs from 20 overs at 10.65 runs per over. If they get this, gee whiz, if they are able to get 214 runs to win this game, that would be a monumental chase. Racism in La Liga games too. I didn't know the Spanish were full on like that. Yeah, sure no. Ben Barber doesn't play here. Ben Barber doesn't play cricket. Yes, says, I love the Australians. They're humble to us. They also are really good in cricket. It's just a beautiful moment to watch them. Well, yeah, like if people don't piss us off, like we are all about respect. That's the thing. If Indian fans didn't just try to obliterate Australians on social media, Australians would have they don't really kind of care for too much for the rivalry of Australia and India. Indians care about Australia and India because we are the best. But Australians don't really care too much about the Australia-India rivalry. They care about Australia and England. But Indians made Australians, they pissed us off. And then we're just like, okay, well, we're going to let you know who Daddy is. And we let them know who Daddy was. It got real quiet after that third test. It was 1-0 to India. And then we won the second test and the third test. And it got real quiet on social media. Real damn well quiet. Jagger says, they hung a blow-up doll over a bridge wearing a Vinny Jr. shirt. 7 got arrested. Yikes. Yeah, I'm going to put this correctly. It's never okay to do anything. It's never okay to do anything like this. He brings a lot of it on himself, but it's also never okay. I really want to throw that out there. There is no acceptable way for people to do this, but he does bring a lot of hate upon himself. He really does. Vinny Jr., his ego is out of this world. But again, to reiterate, there is never a place for what people do like that. Yeah, that's a really hard way. It's a hard thing to say that. It's a hard way to put it because you don't want people to misunderstand you and think that you're making it acceptable that people are doing it, but you need to make sure that people understand that he brings a lot of bad things upon himself too. Like it's a weird one. Just imagine Shaheen redeems himself with his batting in the match. This would be so funny. Well, that would mean Brisbane Heat are 10 wickets down, 9 wickets down, sorry. He will be the last batter. First bowl here from Jason Berendorf. And, ooh, good shot over the top. That's going to be a 4 to start us off. Wow, Brisbane Heat. Colin Munro. Munro hits a 4. Colin Munro hits a 4. And that is a great start for the Brisbane Heat. 209 runs now. That's a huge start. Very first ball, and he hits a boundary. I did say that both teams should be able to bat well on this pitch, and it's a very good start. Okay, let me just refresh this score over here so you can go and get the... Ooh, I've got to move this across too. Next bowl, no run. Let me just get the scores up here for the Brisbane Heat. Where's it? Browser source. Refresh that little bad boy. He hasn't scored for about 15 games, I think. Yeah. Real, they got done over by the old Manchester. A greatest football team to come from Manchester. All right, next bowler from Berendorf. And that's a good shot over the top. And that is just going to be a single, though. Munro gets to 5. Making some Phineas Pratt. Absolutely. But again, need to reiterate in regards to the reason why we're even talking about him and to make sure people understand that not meaning what happens to him is acceptable, but a lot of it is brought upon. Scorecard unavailable. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to refresh that. Give me a moment as the next bowl comes in. India shows no rivalry right now. Well, it is. It is. It's not okay. Well, it is actually heated now. That's going to be a no run there. Good fielding. India, Australia is no rivalry right now. Pakistan, India are also not a rivalry. The real rivals right now, the Aussies and the Englishmen. They'll always be the biggest rivalry. Australia and England will always be the biggest rivalry in cricket. But in regards to Australia, India, it's still definitely a rivalry. Pakistan, India is definitely a rivalry. It's just that Pakistan, India is not a competitive rivalry in a lot of ways. Australia, England also isn't really a competitive rivalry in a lot of ways. All right, next bowl here, and he's gone. Wildermuth is gone for a duck. Wildermuth is gone for a quack, quack. Quack, quack in the chat. Wildermuth is gone. Just like that. Just like that. He's out, and now it's just going to, it's looking, well, it doesn't look like Wildermuth is going to be opening the batting anytime soon. Again, they were trying to figure out who was going to be their opener. And that is not the case. Hungary too. Budapest is wild for races. Yeah, I thought that too. Oh, that's Eastern Europe. It's the stream lag to be. I can't do anything about that, lads. But I hope it's still okay. The only football team to come from Manchester. This is also true, Daz. This is also true. So Nathan McSwaney comes in for a bat now. It is 1 for 5. Can you guys just confirm for me the stream is working smoothly again, or is it still struggling? Yeah, 212 claws out. No, it was massive from the Renegades. Usually a winning score in GMHBA Stadium is 174. They got to 213, or 212, sorry. They got to 212. Massive score. Absolutely romper stomper. All right, McSwaney. No, I meant right now. Well, it's still a competitive rivalry with Australia and England, but it's just not as competitive as it has been in the past. And they'll get a single. Oh, yeah, no, lagging. He wasn't asking you to stream, mate. He's saying that this stream is apparently struggling. Is it still struggling, though? I need you guys in the chat, let me know. Oh, smooth. Okay, thank you, Claws Out. If you guys have been watching, if it does struggle a little bit, sometimes you have to refresh the stream as well. I don't know why it does it, but sometimes you do have to refresh the stream. So 1 for 6. Sean's into him. He's gotten into Mayag. Biff on the chat. Biffo in the chat. Heat need 207 runs from 114 balls. That's a huge chase, dude. Okay, Fergus O'Neill bowling to McSwaney. He goes for the ramp over the top. Will it go for a 4? Won't have the pace on it, but should get 2. All right, TCS, you have a good one, mate. If you're not here later, we're here every day streaming cricket before the rugby league gets back underway in February. It just didn't have the pace, the power on that to go for a 4, but that is still a nice little ram shot over the top. Sorry. McSweeney's still on strike. Oh, I just realised I had Wildermuth in my Supercoach team too. Oh, yikes! No run. To be fair, the Melbourne Renegades were off to a relatively slow start too, and they did have a wicket relatively early. I don't know if it was this early, but they did have a wicket quite early still. I think Wildermuth might have got 2 wickets though, didn't he? Oh, I just realised I have Fraser McGurk in my team too. I didn't even realise. Next ball, that's going to be a single for McSweeney. And he'll put Munro back on strike. They need Munro to be the guy here. They need him to have a Tim Seifert kind of innings. If he doesn't have a Seifert kind of innings, the Brisbane Heat are in some significant trouble. Because I don't know who's going to be able to stand up and have a 100 horny hunch in him. Fox Win has Renegades at 85%, Brisbane Heat at 15%. Need a miracle here, Brisbane. I know Big Bash crew, 10 wickets, economy 7.1, and Munro is trying to be that guy. That's a 6 from Munro, and he's got to 11. Huge. He brings it under the 200 runs needed. 198 runs needed now. So 1-4 and 1-6, and if anyone's going to do it, like I told you, it has to be Colin Munro. It has to be him, and they need to push the pace too. This is a big chase. That's probably got 94 or something. 85, sorry. 85 metres there from Munro. Oh, he might be gone here. He might be gone. No. Up saying no. It's missing. 198 runs needed from 109 balls. Richie Beno shout out in the commentary. I'm still stressing whether the Richie Benos are still happening because I did hear that the Richie Benos are not going to be there. It's the best part of the cricket. Salford are the second biggest team in Manchester. Well, Salford's not in Manchester, mate. It's in the Greater Manchester area. How about that? I'll give you that. Trafford's not in Manchester. Manchester City is in Manchester. Salford and Trafford. Which one you want to go with, United? Not Manchester, in the Greater Manchester area. Not Manchester. No, not Manchester. The only football team to come from Manchester. Next ball. And that's going to be no run for Munro. So after that over, it was 8, 9, 10 runs given up from Fergus O'Neill in his first over. Make a chase of it. Make a chase of it. Make some very innocent guide here. I don't know if you are, mate. I think you're out to troll a bit, sir. I have a crush on Perry. You have a crush on Perry? Who's Perry? Are you saying Elise Perry, Mr. Stark's wife? Did he catch that in the crowd? Yeah, what a catch. He got it. Oh, I'm having a sneezing fit right now. So, Gurunda Sandhu comes on for a bowl. He used to play with the Stars, didn't he? No run for McSweeney back on strike. They need Munro on strike. McSweeney's still good, but they need Munro on strike. He's the guy. Gurunda Sandhu, I feel like he used to. My young, if you can answer a question, we know you are a real human. Well, I'm not a real human, Sean. Beep, boop, beep. Smith says, I'm an Aston Villa fan. They're doing pretty well. I think they just got over West Ham, didn't they? In a cheeky score, like 3-2 or something like that. Yeah, it was 3-2. West Ham are dangerously close this year to getting relegated, but they always do this. They did lead 1-0 in the first minute, though. They did lead 2-1, I think, at half time, but then Aston Villa found their way back into it. Oh, it's Alyssa Healy, isn't it? Yeah, it might be. Is it Alyssa Healy? Is Mitchie Stark married to Alyssa Healy? Or my brain's all over the place. It might be. No. Is it Healy or is it... Yeah, no, it is Alyssa Healy, not Perry. Mitchell, why don't you just leave my brain alone? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it is Alyssa Healy. Why don't you just leave me alone? Just leave me alone, son. You're a bully, mate. You're a bully. And that's going to be a good shot there for Munro that goes out the back. 4-4. See you later. That is a bound. No, it's McSweeney, sorry. McSweeney. Thunder used to play for the Thunder. Yeah, see, I told you, Mitchell. I told you. That's what I was saying. So boundary, they need plenty of those today. They need plenty of those. Next ball from Sandu. And they will get a single. Geez, they just keep keeping Munro really off strike. He's going to get one ball here to finish off the over. Munro's been killing it. He's 11 from 6 balls. Like, Munro has been killing it, but he just can't find the strike right now because it's just been hogged on the other side. Final ball to the over from Sandu. He's only given up 5 runs, so not too bad. Crap like that. Heard it here first, folks. Mitchell's a bully. Okay, next bowl from Sandu. Final ball here over the over, and it's going to be a no run. Close. Over 21. Geez, I feel like, I'm actually quite well behind. I just realised I'm going to click on go live. I was quite well behind the actual, where we actually were because my stream always is stopping and starting quite frequently. 1 for 21. McSweeney now on 9, not out. Munro 11. Oh, damn. For some reason, this happens sometimes, you guys know, I just get whacked in the face, and when I do, when I'm streaming, it's so hard to keep, so hard to keep going. When I start sneezing, it usually means my body's just like exhausted. Oh, wait a second. Have I just missed a wicket? They just got a wicket. Yeah, they did. They just got a wicket. Colin Munro's still in. McSweeney got run out. McSweeney just got run out. My stream cut out, so I wasn't able to see it. McSweeney got run out. Oh my gosh, it's 2 for 21. Wowee, that is a huge wicket there. Luckily, it wasn't Munro, but that is a huge wicket. And the Brisbane Heat are in tatters right now, man. They're in absolute shambles. And they're going to get a single here from Colin Munro to get to 2 for 22. Sorry, guys, my stream cut out, and I missed the wicket where it was the run out. Okay, yeah, so they go for... Well, McSweeney was asking whether he should run, and Munro said, yep, and then he got run out. It's to a sniffy jar. I left my sniffy jar with my partner, mate. I don't even have it anymore. All right, 2 for 22. Renshaw. I'm expecting maybe like a... I'm going to say that he gets... Oh, that's a wide. I'm going to say that Renshaw gets 28 runs. I'm going 28 for Matty Renshaw. I'm saying 28. And for Munro, I'll go... I'm going to say Fittibomb. I heard you say you're behind. I was hoping you weren't going to fast forward it. Yep, no, I did. I did. And that's going to go over the top there. Good shot, but it's just going to be a single for Matty Renshaw, but he will get off the old quack, quack, goose, duck, egg. That is 1 run for Matty Renshaw. It'll be 189 runs from 99 balls to go. Yeah, Sean, that was a run out. Nathan McSweeney got run out. He asked Colin Munro if he should go. Munro said, yep, kept running, and McSweeney got run out. at the bowler's end. Berendorf next bowl. And that is going to be slapped over the top, but there should be a man out there, but it's still going to go for a 4 for Munro. Still goes for a boundary, and he'll be on 16. 185 runs now from 98 balls. Like I said, Munro needs to be the guy. He needs to stand up and be the guy right now. See you later. 6th ball here of the over. There was a wide, so there'll still be another ball after this. And that's going to be no run. 3.5 down. Jeez, I tell you what, though, I'm looking forward to the Ashes on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to the Test cricket getting back. Test cricket is still just the best cricket. Like, it's okay to watch, and it's decent enough to watch, but Test cricket is still clearly the best. And that'll be a no run for Munro to finish off the over. So Renshaw will come back on strike. It is a switch of the bowlers. Switch up. Switch up. .185 needed from 96 balls. Realistically, if you want any chance, you had to be less than, you had to be 100 or so, 100 or less with 50 balls remaining. If you want any chance of coming back in this one. And you're still not doing it then. Because that's a huge score to get. You still need plenty of sixes. What is the highest score they chased down? Jack says, lucky the Heat bowl first, the game would have been over by now. Yeah, look, facts. Game would have been over ages ago. Okay, Sutherland bowling. Oh, jeez, that was close. Jeez, that was close. So what's my Supercoach team? Oh, Wildermuth's on 79. How did Wildermuth must have got some bloody... Did he get 2 or 3 wickets, did he? Yeah, Mitchell, just as you said, how's the fantasy team looking? I just went and have a look. Fraser McGurk on 14 hurts my soul. But Wildermuth is on my emergency, though. I need someone... Oh, my gosh. Renshaw has gone and absolutely whacked one. They need that. That is a huge shot there for Matty Renshaw. That's a 6. They need plenty of that, man. Matty Renshaw now on 7. Yeah, Mitchell, the one player that's done well so far for me is my highest score is Wildermuth. He's on 79. And he's as an emergency. So I need one of Matt Shawk, Chris Green, Marky Stoinis, Nikhil Chowdhury, or Glennie Maxwell to not play. But I also want them to play because they'll get a good score. I'm feeling like the Heat will be like 110 runs needed from 50 balls. Or maybe 100 runs. They might be still around the 100, but I still got the Renegades winning from there. Next ball from Sutherland. 2 Renshaw and no run. Maybe they get to about that 180. Ollie Peaks, for some reason, and you guys might not agree, I see Leighton Hewitt in him. He looks a little bit like Leighton Hewitt to me. Not his hairstyle real. Oh, maybe. Like, I don't know. He just looks like Leighton Hewitt in Renegades gear right now to me. And next bowl here from Sutherland. It's going to be a no run. Oh, no, it's going to be a wide there. It's going to be a wide. Does anyone see it in Ollie Peak? He looks a little bit like Leighton Hewitt. Or maybe you guys might not see it at all. There's a wide. Still 2 more balls here in this over. They'll take those wides though. 3 runs. What a free run. All right, next ball. And that is going to be connected with just for a single. So I'll put Munro back on strike. A few years ago, I used to take the absolute piss out of Sutherland. He bowled custard. Now he's class. Yeah, no, he's much better now than he once was, for sure. I remember those days. Yeah, he used to struggle massively. He looks identical to Ollie Peak. Yeah, Ollie Peak does look like Ollie Peak, Mitchell. That's a really good pickup there, actually. If I was to think of who Ollie Peak looks like the most, it would probably... He'd probably be like a dead ringer for Ollie Peak. That's a great shout there, Mitchell. Thank you for that really intellectual piece of conversation there to add to it. And that's going to be no run. So 177 runs needed from 90 balls. 177. The Heat's still struggling. The Heat are still struggling. They need plenty more sixes where Renshaw came from there. Travis says Brisbane could keep this real interesting. Yeah, they need to hit plenty of boundaries though. They're still well behind, a bit like you and Daniel Ricciardo. Again, have you ever seen Daniel Ricciardo and I in the same room? Have you ever seen us in the same room? Mayang says, bro, speak slow or Pakistanis only read comments, not your commentary. Well, sounds like the Pakistanis are only going to be reading the comments then, because this is how I talk, bro. I am not going to speak like this. If you don't understand, that is your problem, not mine. All right, well, Renshaw will get a single there. So he'll be on 9. And Munro comes back on strike. 176 from 89. Gosh, this is a big chase. Next bowl from Fergus O'Neill, and that is just absolutely set for a slaughter of a whack. That is a 6 from Connor Munro. He gets a 22. That is a huge shot. That is a huge shot. You could just see that he was set up for that one. He knew exactly what was coming. Perfectly waited on it and just said, get out of my face, and that is a 6. Turn sideways, you're a race car driver. I'm Daniel Ricciardo, mate. Daniel Ricciardo, that's me. I'm a mixture between Daniel Ricciardo and Mitch Marsh, apparently. All right, Munro again. And he will get a single. Munro on 23 now. Heat need 169 runs from 87 balls. 169 from 87. I really do miss the sniffer jar, Daz. I honestly want to go back to Thailand just to buy another sniffer jar. Oh, that's a shot. Yes, sir. That's another 4 for Matty Renshaw. You like that rhyme, son? That is a 4 for Matty Renshaw. He's on 13. It's 2 for 48 for the Brisbane Heat. And these boundaries are flowing for Brisbane. They need this partnership to keep on keeping on. They need this partnership to keep on keeping on. Right now, Munro and Matty Renshaw are putting in together. Put your playback speed 0.25. Yeah, good point. He shot that one down, and that's going to be a single, maybe 2? No, just a single. So Renshaw will be on 14. 14. Going once. 14 going twice. Let me just check something on my phone here quickly. Score comparisons. They were both the same. Yeah, Heat 249. The Renegades 147. So pretty close here, lads. It's pretty close if you think about it. That's a single there for Munro. He'll get a 24. The scores are the same, just the Heat have 1 extra wicket. So that's interesting. Sean, he's saying to put your playback speed to 0.25 if you can't understand what I'm saying because I'm speaking too fast. He's saying that for the Pakistanis or Indians and whatnot with English, which isn't their language. That is... hold on, I'm just looking at something here. All right, that's a chance. Hi, Sean. Yeah, no, it's just... hold on. All right, so Sandhu. What did the Sandhu come on? Sandu coming on for a bowl. He's on for a ball. One 60 runs from 84 balls. Oh, Munro nearly got done over there. Robinson, surprised Renshaw was only 6'1". He looks giant. Yeah, I'm taller than him. Yeah, I'm 6'2", 6'3". He's when I interviewed him in a Heat game once, Matty Renshaw, and yeah, no, he wasn't as tall as I thought he would be. Sean says, can you do that? It will sound like bears are involved. We don't like the bloody North Sydney Bears. That's a good shot from Munro. That will go through for a maybe 2. No, just a single. Just a single. Yeah, you can do that. I think you can take about 0.25. It obviously wouldn't be live then, though. I just put on the lowest speed and your laugh sounded so menacing. Put that on the lowest speed. Renshaw, he's got... Oh, dude, he nearly got caught out big time. He was going for a pre-planned ramp. He didn't ramp nothing there. No ramp happening there. Mitchell and Sean just having an interesting conversation of you. Match will be finished while the Pakistani find that button, 0.25 button. Mayank, there is going to be at some point a Pakistani who comes in here and then he's going to troll you into oblivion. Next ball. That's going to be smacked. 4-4 from Matty Renshaw. He's on 18. Good shot there. They're 2 for 55. Runs-wise, the Heat are actually currently doing better than what the Renegades were at. It's just they've got that one extra wicket. But their second wicket for the Renegades actually came around now. Our next ball for Renshaw. Oh my gosh, that's a bad shot from Matt Renshaw. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is an awful shot from Matt Renshaw, and he gets done over on 18. That is really poor, and he's probably just lost the game with that. But that was really poor. That's not even... That should never be happening. That shot should just never be happening there. That is an awful shot selection that never had any chance. It's straight into the hands of Berendorf. Just straight into the hands of him. It doesn't even make sense why he's taking that shot. And now they have 3 wickets down for 55. I get you have to put the pressure on, and I get you need to be, making the big plays, but that play was never on there. And Matt Renshaw plays an absolute goose shot. And now Max Bryant comes in at the 5. They're 3 for 55, and now I'm starting to really struggle to see a way back in for them. They were actually looking like they were on their way back in, and runs-wise they're there, but 3 wickets down is starting to make this look a little bit dodgy. Average 23.34. Thanks. Says, no, good mate. Come for you, not Pakistani. From now on, I never troll them. Till someone say about India. All right, someone in the chat say something about India. Open slather. Open slather time. And that's going to be shot just for a couple, maybe just a single. It will just be a single there for Maxi Bryant. Jack says, although I meant Tyrese Maxi for MVP, Maxi Bryant's still going to show why he'll get one too. I don't know if Maxi Bryant's ever going to be getting MVP, that's for sure. Don't know about that one. It's showing the advertisement for the Ashes on Wednesday. Not a good start for the big names of Pakistan, Babar, Rizwan and Shaheen. Shaheen, definitely not. Babar at least did get a slips catch, but he only got the 2 runs for sure. But Shaheen Afridi had an awful game today. Just unfortunately an awful game tonight. Is there any Pakistani players playing tomorrow in the Hobart Hurricanes and Thunder game? Maybe I should put them on my thumbnail. Oh, you should. See, the thing is, Jacko, where you're wrong is that Matas Buzelis is getting the MVP, and I won't hear anything different. I will not hear anything to say opposite. 157 runs there from 78 balls, and that's going to go through. And that will go through for a twosy. No, just a single. He will when he hits this century and completes the chase. Hey, listen, I'm here for it, Jacko. That'd be exciting. Hassan Khan is bowling right now. Hassan Khan. That sounds Pakistani to me. He is Pakistani. What is it this year? It seems like the whole BBL is Pakistani this year. Oh, that's a good shot. But there's going to be a person out in the boundary. So it'll only be a single for Monroe. Why does it feel like there's way more Pakistanis in the BBL this year compared to previous years? It feels like the whole league's Pakistani. Yeah, I know, Sean. Yeah, in time we have to speak English very slowly, and as an Aussie, you sound like you were taking the piss. It's difficult because we sound tardy to ourselves. Yeah, no, man. I actually, it's really funny because obviously I was solo traveling this year. I found it quite interesting when I got back to Fiji and into or even Singapore in a lot of ways, but specifically Fiji, where everyone speaks English. It felt weird to me after being after being in India for 3 months, Vietnam for 3 months, 4 months really, Thailand for a couple of months, Malaysia and whatnot, where Malaysia's actually pretty good for English, but it felt weird to not be having to speak like this because you do have to slow down your speech and speak like this with people. Otherwise, they will not understand anything that you are saying. So you have to speak like that. Oh, that's a huge shot. That's a 6 from Munro. That's a 6. That's huge. So, like, when we're speaking like this, that's fine. That's normal because we understand each other. We speak English as our first language. When you're in non-English speaking countries, if you speak like this, they're not going to have a single understanding of anything that you're saying. So, again, you have to slow it down to this pace rather than speaking at this pace. You know, and you do that permanently. So it gets to a point where it actually impacts your speech at times. It really does. And that's going to be a good shot at the back there for a 4. Munro is the guy right now. He is pulling him across 36. He is on 36. So that's 3 for 69. They are still doing well runs-wise. Jacko says, I've talked a big game. Don't get out, Max. Jacko, the thing is with Max Bryant is that he will go for sixes. He will go for big hits, but he will also throw away his wicket. You know, he is very similar in a lot of ways to the style, not to the quality level, but the style of, say, a Travis Head or a, what's the English player's name again? 3 for 69, they were 2 for 66. Yeah, so it's pretty similar right now. The Brisbane Heat have a higher run rate of 8.63 than what the Renegades did. Oh, what's his name? Not Zach Crawley. Can't think of his name. You guys say it in the chat in a second. Do you know Sports Yari? They said Bumrah better than Wasim Akram. I'd say Bumrah is one of the best bowlers in the world right now. Next bowl. And that'll be a no run. Duraz says, which Indian would you love to see play Big Bash? It's a tough one. Like, of course I'm going to say Bumrah here, but honestly, bat-wise, I don't really have anyone of mine that would get the competition excitement. Yeah, Bryant isn't somebody you can trust, but he can whack it. This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying to us. He can definitely hit a 6, but he can hit it straight at the hands as well. He probably will hit a 6 and then into your hands, whilst going for another 6. Shadab Khan, the only Pakistani in tomorrow's game. Mitchell, he's going on the thumb now. He's on the thumb now. That's it. It's done. TCS says, do you consider Bumrah better than Stark? I don't. Stark is better than Bumrah. I would say, career-wise, I'm taking Stark, but I'm saying, you know what? I would probably still lean with Stark. I think he's shown sheer quality throughout his entire career. Bumrah has had his ups and downs, but still had more ups than downs. I would take Stark, yeah. I would say Stark is the better bowler. But I do think that Bumrah is an exceptional bowler. And that's going to be a single there for Monroe. Jace Val. Yeah, okay. But we also knocked him out for a duck. Like, this is the thing. He talks shit. And this is the problem with India as well. You know, they have these like young players like Jace Val who are led by Virat Kohli, who Virat Kohli is not exactly a great leader in regards to the mentality and attitude department because he's deliberately shoulder charging a 19-year-old kid who is whacking ramps and Bumrah for 6 at the time. But like Virat should never have been doing that. Next bowl here. But Jace Val comes out and says, "Oh, you're bowling too slow." And then Stark's like, "Okay," and then bowls him for a duck the very next time they see each other. And it's just like, Jace Val, you've done fuck all. Like, you've done nothing with your career yet. Why are you talking as if like you're the big Donny in town? You know, and then he did nothing for the rest of the series. He did absolutely nothing for the rest of the series against Australia. I think he is an exceptional talent. I think he's a great talent. I think he's got some superb, you know, batting ability and a potential ability, but he's not there yet. Like, for him to do that, it's definitely something that Virat's taught into him in the way the Indian team kind of is set up in a lot of ways, where they have this overarching sense of we're the best, and it's like, you're not though. Like, statistically, you're not, and you know, Indians will still use like, oh, well, we won the BGT this time, pretending like this didn't exist. And it's like, well, the most recent Port Gavaskar Trophy, Australia won. They won well, like really well, 3-1 and would have won 4-1, but 3-1. They won well. Before that, okay, cool, they won it before. But it's like for England to say, well, you know, we won in 2015, so the recent Ashes don't count. That's what the arguments were. It's like, where does this come from? Where does this like thought process come from? Where does it come from? Mang says, we want to see Rohit Sharma and Big Bash and Abhishek. Again, I would like to see Jace Val, but his attitude does need to adjust in a lot of ways. Are you talking the Pakistanis okay thumbnail to troll them? Yeah, I'm going to chuck Pakistanis on thumbnails just for the sake of it. Next bowl here. Oh, Munro's having a game. He's on 44. That's a huge shot there from Conor Munro. And that's a 6. So that's 3 for 79. 9.1 overs bowled. Munro is the guy. I did say Munro has to be the guy, and currently he is the guy. Without him, they would be done and dusted. TTS says, Jace Val is disrespectful. He's a good cricketer, but he doesn't have manners. I think he's just a part of this new age. Oh, it's a good shot for I didn't go for a boundary. But it will be another run there for Munro. He will be on 45. I think it's part of the new age. If you look at all young players across all sports, you're seeing a real sense of attitude. Jace Val, you're seeing it from, I guess you saw it from Sam Constant as well, if you want me to be fair. Next bowl, you see it from Vinny Jr. You see it from Mbappe. You see it from, you don't really see it from Shohei Ohtani, to be fair. But you do see it in the NFL. It's like a new age thing where the younger generation thinks they're the shit before they're actually done anything. And it's like they want to, and you see it all the time in the NBA where players will come in and say, I'll have your LeBron. You're just like, man, shut up and do it then. You know, just shut up and do it. And also, you'll have him. The guy's 40. You know, that doesn't mean that you would have had him 10 years ago in his prime. Or 5 years ago, 6, 7, 8 years ago in his prime. Like, oh, it's a good shot over the top. And that will go for, it'll go for a 2. No, just a single even. It's like I get talking shit. Like, talking shit's great, but the attitude is different. It's not like a banter talking shit. It's more, I'm better than you talking shit. And it's like, you're not better than LeBron because you beat him when he's 40. You're just not. As far as actually did get a nice 100 that series in Perth and an 80 in Melbourne. That's fantastic. Besides that, he did absolutely jack shit. This is going to be a drinks break here, lads. 10 overs down. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. 10 overs down. And it's 3 for 82. the Heat are actually in front of the Renegades in terms of where the Renegades were at. Dylan Brooks. Yeah, Dylan Brooks is a good example of this, but he's also not part of the younger generation. If it does cut out, yeah. If it does cut out, just know it's because I'm trying to reconnect this this VPN right now. And it is causing a bit of funny buggers at the moment. It's causing a little bit of funny buggers. Are we still going? Can you guys come at the chat? Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. Successfully connected. Okay, I think we're back. If Munro goes a game, oh, absolutely crazy for me anyway. Yeah, no, it is. It's because I'm trying to get this VPN back on. We'll try again. We'll try one more time. And now it's successfully connected. Oh my gosh, Fiji grinds my gears internet-wise, bro. It grinds my gears internet-wise. Oh, big yikes, dude. Big yikes. We're back on yet or no? Oh, jeez. You guys are probably going to have to refresh. And I'm going to try and start this VPN up again. I'm going to try and start it up again, which may make it screw up again. I'm going to refresh this chat just in case. Just in case. Oh, it's so funny. We're back now. Yeah, for how long, though, as I get this VPN? What is the score now? The score is currently 3 for 87. So Maxi Bryant on 9 not out. The MVP chants are going up at GMHBA Stadium right now for you, Jacko. The chants are going up right now. Back with when you have to watch it on KO, yeah, the VPN can unfortunately, when you're streaming, you're live streaming and also using a VPN and also going onto KO, it does cause a little bit of problems. But just if you are watching the live stream right now, refresh the stream and then tell me how many fingers I'm holding up so that I know how far behind you are. So I know it's not too far. But again, you're probably going to have to refresh to get back to live with me. Munro's hit some big ones. Yeah, Munro's having a game. So I said at the beginning, if he doesn't have a big one, then they're going to be done and dusted. And he is looking like he's having it. Well, he is having a decent one right now. Let's see him have an absolute big one, though. TCS says, Pakistani do not hate Indians. I disagree with you. But you guys also hate us. So, oh, yeah, that's a 6 for Munro. He's on 54. Munro. Jeez, he's hit the 50-50 bomb, 50 bomb, 50-50 bomb. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. 50-50 bomb, 50 bomb, 50-50 bomb. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Colin Munro, take a bow. What a time to be alive for Colin Munro. What a time to be alive. He is having a game and he is just holding the Brisbane Heat on his back right now, trying to pull him across. So Maxi Bryant on 10, Colin Munro on 54. And that's going to be shot through for just a... Oh, that's going to be a 4. There's someone back there. Oh, the 100 has been hit here for the Brisbane Heat. The 100 has been hit. This game is still on with Munro there. He just can't get out, though. If he gets out, then this Brisbane Heat team is done. But if he stays in, there's a chance. So required run rate is 12.79. Run rate is 8.96. They're still well behind, but they just need to keep on hitting some boundaries, and that is up in the air, and that is gone, Max Bryant. Well, Jacko, the MVP is not looking likely, unfortunately. Max Bryant gone for 14. Max Bryant gone for 14, and now it's starting to look really tough, but Munro is still there, so there is still a chance, but they are 5 behind the run rate necessary. It went up, he just didn't get enough power on it and caught out there by the boundary. So Max Bryant is gone. On the tuk-tuk, he's gone. He is gone. Required run rate of 13.04. Run rate is currently 8.82. Wibshin is in. Again, guys, please tell me how many fingers I've got up so I know how far behind you are compared to where we are. Ollie Peake with the catch there. I don't know. I keep seeing Leighton Hewitt when I look at him. I do. I keep seeing Leighton Hewitt. Does anyone else see it? Does anyone else see it when I say that? Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Thank you, Sean James. Thank you. Thank you. 1 + 1 does equal 2 fingers. So I think you guys are about 10 to 15 seconds behind me. Next bolt. Ooh, sneaky little one up. Oh, geez, nearly run him out. But it will be a single there for Wibshin. Four for 101. I was biased too, so he'll still be on 0. You asked me to add. I don't think I did ask you to add. I just said, how many fingers am I holding up? I don't think I did ask you to add, Sean. I just said, how many fingers are you? I didn't say add what this is. This isn't Jeopardy, mate. We're not asking him for the question. All right, so Berendorf for his next bowl. And that will go back. Could go for 4, could go for 4. Don't think it's going to have the power on it. It will get close, but it will not be 4. And will definitely be 2, though. Definitely be 2. So Munro will be on 56. So 110 runs from 50 balls. Well, close enough to what I was saying they'd probably be at, around the 50 ball mark. Close enough. I did say they need to be probably at the 100 with 50 balls, though. I'll blame the beers and herbal help. Fair enough. And that's going to be a shot over the top there. That will just be a single, though, for Munro, and Wibshin will come back on strike. Sean's maths is unmatched. To be fair, Sean is correct with the Jeopardy answers of getting the question for the amount of fingers that I put up. He does tell you, look, if I put this up, it goes 2 + 2. If I put this up, it goes 1 + 1. What'll really screw him, though, if I do this? If I do, how many fingers am I holding up now? It'll be a trick question because I'm not holding up fingers. I'm only holding up one finger, individual finger. And you can't get that one. If you say 1 + 0, well, sorry, it doesn't make sense. That's going to be a single there for Wibshin. So 108 runs needed for 48 balls. Sean, we all are, aren't we? It's all part of it. 108 from 48. I think we will be back here tomorrow night. Hobart Hurricanes versus the Sydney Thunder. That's what the BBL is good for. Like, especially during the early part of the week, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and whatnot, where people have nothing to do. It's good to at least be able to watch some sport. And that is a grand final rematch tomorrow between the Hurricanes and the Thunder. So Berendorf is 2 for 19 through his bowling. It's pretty good. So his economy is what? 6, 12, 18, just over 6. It's pretty good. Yes, the Hurricanes did win the last BBL. They beat the Sydney Thunder, who are they playing tomorrow? All right, Will Sutherland for his third over. He's got an economy of exactly 6 at the moment. And he'll give up a single there to Wibshin, and Munro comes back on strike. They need him to hit some boundaries, man, but this is where it gets nervy. This is where it starts to get really nervous for the Brisbane Heat because Munro needs to push the pace. He needs to hit some 6s and hit some 4s. And with that, that's great. He can do it, but also it opens you up to being vulnerable and getting out. Fake stage didn't happen. Do believe it may have happened, Mitchell. Do potentially believe it may have happened. And there's a 6. Oh, is it a 4? No, he's out. Oh, he's gone. Munro's out and Brisbane Heat. That's your loss right there. The Brisbane Heat. Munro held his own for a long time, but it's now 5 for 106. That, my friends, should be game. That should be game for the Brisbane Heat. And whilst, man, I really do think it started off at that really awful shot from Matty Renshaw. Like, yeah, sure, Wildermuth got out for a duck and McSweeney got out for 9, but Matty Renshaw going out for the 18 was really poor, and I do think that the Heat would have probably pushed up to being at around the 120 mark at the very minimum if he hadn't have gone out for that stupid shot. Great fitty bomb from Colin Munro, though. Very good fitty bomb. Mitchell says the game wasn't streamed, therefore didn't happen. Don't shoot the messenger. That's a valid point, to be fair. That's a valid point, but then again, Titans are undefeated, and that's all I hear of it. That's actually all I'll hear of it, mate. All right, Xavier Bartlett now coming out for a bat. Big X. Don't think we're going to be hearing the "Don't You Know" bump it up after this game. So do they start playing baseball so the game ends early? This game will probably end. It's 12.2 hours in. I'd say this game will be done maybe by the 17th over. I do think we'll see wickets fall aplenty over this final bit here. I do think. Has Fraser McGurk got a catch or something to help us out? Has he got us a damn well catch or something? Give us a catch or something. New signing, Rizwan from Pakistan, Berendorf from the Scorchers, Caleb Jewell from the Hurricanes, and AJ Ty from the Scorchers. And that's going to be a single, could be run out. Oh, if that was on target, he is well and truly gone there, Bartlett, but it does miss. Well, now I'm thinking, do the Heat even get 150? Do they even get to the 150? That was close. If that hits, he's gone. He was nowhere near. He was halfway down the pitch still when that throw came in. Sutherland to Xavier Bartlett. Up in the air, but that'll be no run. 105 and 43. Brisbane Heat don't have it any easier. On Friday, they take on the Hobart Hurricanes up at Gabba. That is a difficult match for them to bounce back from this shit show, because it has been a shit show. Oh, that's up in the air from Big X. That's a 6. Oh my gosh, he's been caught in the boundary. Forget the 6, he's caught in the boundary. I thought that was gone. I'll be honest with you, that sent me for 6. That was a catch on the boundary. It is a wicket. And Xavier Bartlett is gone. And I said a generous 17th over is when this game finishes. Well, now there's 6 wickets down, only 4 wickets to go. They're not going to be winning this game either, Brisbane Heat. Well, Brisbane is good in most sports, not T20 tonight. Not T20 tonight. And this isn't giving me a good sign here for this T20 year for the BBL. Again, like, they've got guys in the Australian lineup, but they just don't play here. You know, like, it was Makawaja and Michael Nisa is huge for the Brisbane Heat. And, you know, Marnus Labuschagne for the Brisbane Heat. These guys aren't able to play because it's the Ashes right now. You know, it's quite funny. Like, what's kind of the point of signing these guys? Same thing with Stevie Smith and the Sydney Sixers. Nathan Lyon, I think, is with the Sixers too, maybe? This can hurt net run rate, important to tighten the margin of loss. Absolutely, but they're not going to be able to tighten too much here. The bowling was awful. Shaheen Afridi was just ridiculously bad in regards to bowling. You know, you saw just absolute pies being bowled by the entirety of the Brisbane Heat bowling. Their bats haven't been able to follow through with that, except for Colin Munro. Steve Smith and Big Bash is insane level as well. Yeah, Spencer Johnson's also a huge loss, Mitchell. You're pretty glad that I told you about his injury, though, pre-season. Should never receive a thank you for that, actually. So Hassan is bowling. He's only given up he's given up 13 runs. 1.1. That's pretty high, to be fair. Next bowl. Opened him up, and that's just going to go down to the boundary for a single. 104 runs from 40 balls. Look, I know it's Christmas period, but this would need more than a Christmas miracle, so this would need the biggest miracle that ever did miracle. Jimmy Pearson on strike, first ball, and gets off the duck, gets off the quack. Wildermuth duck really hurt them as well. But I still think that shot from Matty Renshaw is what hurt them the most. They were above the Renegades just with one extra wicket down, but they were above the Renegades by about 6 runs of where they were at when Matty Renshaw played that ridiculous shot. Steve Smith and Babar opening together would be arousing. Sixers 100 for 0 after 20 overs. 100 for 0 after 20 overs? That's not good. That'd be awful. 100? Are you trying to say like 200? And also, Babar got out for 2 yesterday. But 100 for 0 after 20 overs, that'd be awful. Every team should beat him. All right, and that's going to be a single for Pearson. That was a joke because Babar's strike rate isn't that far in T20. How am I meant to know that you're joking there? How am I meant to read between the lines there that was a joke? I can see Steve making 98. Sean, Steve's making 100 of those runs. And he's doing that before the tea break. And there is no tea break. He just is. Oh, he spat the chewing gum at the camera there. Okay. Steve Smith is getting 98 runs in the first over, and it's all off of no ball Robbo, Ollie Robinson. Run rate of 8. Required run rate is 16.83. They need 16.83 runs per over if they want to win this game. Well, a couple of sixes. Here we go. Next bowl from Spores. Big swing. Big miss. They tried to stump him, but Pearson was still in his crease. Didn't do a Johnny Bairstow. Johnny Bairstow. What an absolute legend of cricket. We all love him. We all love the old Johnny Bairstow. How can you not love Johnny Bairstow? You know, he's an Australian legend. He's an Australian forefather. Oh, big swing, big miss. No ball, Stobo has a good ring to it. Did Stobo give away a few no balls last night, did he? You got to try and figure out no ball for a Freddie after what we've seen today. He gave up those 3 no balls and they said, nah, I'm sick of it. Oh, big inside edge. They'll get a single. Pearson on 3. .3. Unfortunately, this hasn't been a competitive match. Shaheen will come good, I feel, though. Just off day today. We'll see. I don't know, man. Today was really off-putting. 42 runs and in 2.4 overs. Sorry, that's not really excusable. We'll have to wait and see against Hobart, but Hobart could absolutely slaughter him as well. You know, if that's a 4 there from Weaverton. You know, you've got Benny McDermott, you've got Tim David, you've got Mitch Owen, like that. You got Matty Wade. That team could absolutely slap him on Friday. So if he performs like this again on Friday, then I'm saying it's a bust. If he can be good and not play like this on Friday, then I will say that, oh, where's the ball going here? Then I'll say, sure, he can turn around. Nah, but it's coming. No ball, Stobo. The ball has been MIA. Yeah, see, look, you can see where when the wicket started falling, when Renshaw's wicket fell, they started to go below for sure. Look at that, they were above until Renshaw and then went below the run rate. Sean James is 34 likes, shows how good Brisbane is playing. Well, look, that shows me that whilst it's nowhere near yesterday, you know, there was a reason why there were so many people watching yesterday. They still can't find the ball. But the fact of the matter is that that's actually more than I was expecting. This BBL season, I was expecting to have, you know, a couple people watching the entire time. Because it's not rugby league, it's not what we've built over the years. But I'm actually pretty happy with that, to be fair. BBL isn't a well-supported league. Oh, it's gone into his backpack. That's why they can't find it. It went into the cameraman's backpack. That's funny as. So 96 runs, 31 balls. Do many people actually stream the BBL? You guys would know better than me. Is there other like BBL streamers? Surely. What's with the ball disappearing? Yeah, I know. There's something in the air tonight, Mitchell, here at the GMHBA. I got the magic in me. Every time we watch a BBL game, it's a blowout. That's a 4, though. 4 from Weebchen. 4 from Weebchen. 6 for 121. Hated how, as a Sixers fan, we owned the Heat for a long time and they knock us in a semi-final and then next season beats us in the grand final of the BBL. Yeah, sexy, innit, Duraz? Yes, sir, the old Sydney Singles. The old Sydney Singles in that one. The old Sydney Singles. What a time to be alive. That was a great time. I was at the game with Hainsey when Brisbane Heat played the Sydney Sixers in, I think, the first week, there's a 2 here, maybe the first week of finals, he's safe. First week of finals, and the Sixers beat the Heat, and then all my Sixers mates, like Norman from Sports TV and stuff, were just messaging me saying, Heat slapped, Heat not good. And I said, why don't you just wait, Mr. Sydney Single? And he waited, and the grand final came, and didn't hear a beep. Cardi used to stream BBL games. What's Cardi doing nowadays? Is he just AFL? I haven't spoken to Cardi in ages. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I'm side Toothbrush Boy would stream it while shoving okay. Does he still stream Bronx games? Surely he would have a big year this year, content-wise. Surely. He streams just AFL. Yeah, fair enough. Kiwi Lads also used to stream. Oh, yeah, I haven't spoken about him in ages too. Well, there's a 6 there from Pearson. I bet he's doing well. Can't remember his name. What was his name again? We used to be really good mates until we had a bit of a falling out. You know, that happens. The older you get, the more you realise, like, shit like that just isn't necessary. I might have messaged him, to be fair. What was his name again? Hamish, that's it. Hamish. That was his name. Good bloke. Next bowl here. And Pearson will knock that one over for a boundary 17. Yeah, that's the one, Mitchell. Sean says, Mitchell. Sean, that's a reference to a guy who used to be on this channel. His name was Capish. And he said something about shoving a toothbrush up his ass. It was really weird, bro. Like, it was really weird stuff. He's not, unfortunately not on the channel anymore. But he got hit. But yeah, it was weird. He's a Broncos fan. And he said something about shoving a toothbrush up his ass. It was really strange stuff. That's going to go back, and that should be a 4. That will be a boundary for Pearson. He'll be on 21. So at least they're getting a couple of runs here late. 6 for 139. I still don't know what's a weirder comment that's been made in these streams, though. Is it the shoving the toothbrush up their ass, or is it about the drinking melted butter? I don't know which one's weirder, and that's a genuine I don't know which one's weirder. Drinking melted butter or that. I think the other one's a bit more gruesome and a bit more sexually aggressive, but like drinking melted butter is wild. Is wild. So 24 balls remaining, 73 runs to win. You're going to need to hit a few sixes here, lads. Going to need to hit a few sixes. Tomorrow, Hurricanes versus the Thunder. 6 for 140. Melted butter, hello, heart attack. Yeah, I can't remember who it was, Daz. It could have been Lagan. I feel like it might have been Lagan. He doesn't like to admit anymore. But I think he was saying that he enjoys drinking melted butter. It was someone definitely did it, and it was I think it was a regular. They said something about drinking melted butter, and it's just off its rocker. That's disgusting. Drinking melted butter is wild. Sean says that is an old school thing to do. If you really don't like someone, you have to put it back so they don't know. Oh, you're sick, man. You old school are sick, man. He hasn't streamed since that Broncos Bulldogs game. Are you talking about K-Pish? Since that Broncos Bulldogs game. Broncos Bulldogs. Which game is that? Broncos Bulldogs? What was that game? And they'll get a single to the Brisbane Heat. Something Bullseye would say. It is something he would say / do, does. That's your man. That's Bulldogs man right now. 16.1 overs gone. I can't believe that we're probably going to have to sit through this next 3.5 overs, the 23 balls. This is a part of the time where, look at them, like they're even bored, the Renegades players. They're just like, it's just going through the movement of it. Isn't Hamish that paraffin full of vlogs? No, Hamish is from the Kiwi lads. He's a Kiwi who gets around rugby and whatnot. That's a 4 there for Weebshin. No, you're talking about Hayden from Entertain House. The one that didn't count. Oh, you're talking about the one... Actually, that's right. Both those games, it was 32-0 to the Broncos in the first half and then finished like 40-18 or something. And the other one was 18-0 at halftime to the Bulldogs. I think the Broncos came back and won that 19-18 or something. Which one? Oh, the game where it was Broncos were terrible in the first half and came back to win. Yeah. The 19-18 to the Broncos. Run rate required is 19.14. Yikes, 19.14. Next bowl, and that's over the top. And they go for a run. Ooh, geez, that was close. We got 2 runs there. Well, at least they're fixing the run rate a lot more for the net run rate. The one where Dogs don't know how to play good footy in the wet. There was one game they played good footy in the wet this year against the Warriors, but I also think that's because the Warriors was super overrated. They became super overrated because of a lot of things. That's going to be another boundary here. They are fixing their net run rate. So Bulldogs fans, we have a screwed up humour, but truthful. Individually maybe, not as a collective, but individually maybe. Bulldogs fans are quite aggressive. Quite aggressive, man. And not in a good way too. Take that from someone who's been to games. Take that from first-hand experience, brother. Tasman says, don't care. Dogs beat the 4-time defending premiers this season. Yeah, well, so did we. So did the Titans, mate. If the Panthers didn't cheat. Because the Panthers are cheaters. Panthers are cheaters, mate. Tell me I'm wrong. Did they have a trainer on the field illegally? My answer is yes. Did that impact Jaden Campbell? Absolutely. So did the Cowboys. No, not the same conversation. No. No. Oh, well, Afridi would be next in the bat. Haskett and Dooley are actually the last two. Afridi would be next in the bat. All right, final over here for Berendorf, and there'll be a single there for Jimmy Beason. Actually, when did the Cowboys beat the Panthers this year? When did you beat the Panthers? If you try and claim like an Origin period game, never talking to you again. Oh, it was back in round 5 when the Panthers couldn't buy a win and save their life. That's right. Yeah, it was ages back. Oh, that's a massive shot there from Weaveshin. He's on 24. He's actually killing it. Sean Paul says the Titans are the Tottenham Hotspur of the NRL. That is just, you're getting timed out for that. That's a disgraceful comparison. Fuck Tottenham. Tottenham is disgraceful. That's a disgusting comparison. Titans have never lost a game in history. They're like Manchester City, mate. They're like Manchester City. How dare you? And that is going to go for another 4. 6 for 164. Like, the Brisbane Heat are actually making this a... They're not going to win, but they're making it a less embarrassing scoreline. Dear me. Next bowl here from Berendorf. And that's going to be good shot. And that's going to be another boundary. Oh, no, there's going to be a man out there. If they can get 190, that'd be huge. That'd be huge considering, because that's actually this score on average that they're going to get would win majority of the games here at GMHBA. Beat the Cowboys for everyone. Mitchell, listen. Round 27. Fantastic game. Just a miraculous game. That was the only game I watched this year. Didn't watch much NRL this year. At least I was able to watch round 27 Titans versus the Tigers. Really wish I watched a bit more NRL this year. Too bad that we didn't stream every single game. But no, round 27 we definitely were here for. Yeah. All right, let's see. 6-4. 2-1. That's 14 runs off this over from Berendorf. Next bolt. And that's going to go for no, there's might be player out there. No, it's going to be no run. Oh, it's going to be 1 run, sorry. 2 for 34. Berendorf had a good game here in his first game for the Renegades. Let's distract you from the fact Craig Bellamy has a 5-6 record in grand finals. If you were to ask LeBron fans, they'd celebrate that as a W. Silly. Very, very silly. Very, very silly. Michael Jordan is the greatest behind Martis Buzelis. I still think the Heat innings Kamagutsa with Matt Renshaw getting out on that stupid shot. I still think that they had a good chance of actually coming back in this game if Renshaw doesn't go out there. All right, so Will Sutherland for his final over. There's only 2 overs remaining here, guys. 2 overs remaining. Next bolt. Slap down. That could be a 4. Is there a man down there? There is a man there. They'll get 2. So they'll be 6 for 170. Like I said, if they can get 190, I think they'll walk away with this actually not embarrassed at all. That would have won on most attempts here. It just shows their bowling needs to improve dramatically. But they're going up against Hobart, who should be very good on Friday. At least it's at the Gabba, though. It is at the Gabba. Next ball. Oh, that's a 6. Oh, Jimmy Pearson gets it where he wants it and just sends it for a 6. I tell you, against Hobart, I think Jimmy Pearson opens. I think they open with Jimmy Pearson. I think they'll open with Jimmy Pearson and they'll chuck old mate for Withermouth, is it? Hold on. They'll chuck Wildermuth into where Jimmy Pearson is. Yeah, I reckon they'll open with him. Pearson hit some good shots. Well, they were deciding between Wildermuth and Pearson for who opens alongside Colin Munro, and they made the wrong choice. They took Wildermuth and he got out for a duck. And Pearson is currently not out 40. Technically speaking, if they got 6 sixes, they would tie the game in 10 balls. They only need 6 sixes in 10 balls. You need 6 sixes in 10 balls for an absolute miracle show here, Brisbane. If you're not leading 28-16 in the game, what are you doing? The end result is irrelevant. I'll politely disagree, but I do see where you're coming from without you agreeing with where you're coming from. And there is a 4. Well, they're keeping the dream alive here, Brisbane. 33 runs from 9 balls. If you can get 6 sixes, you win straight away. Could you imagine the scenes if they did it? Could you imagine the scenes if they found a way to get 6 sixes and win the game from here? I think Renegades fans would just blow a gasket. 6 for 180. 180. Foxwin still has the Heat at 2%, by the way. That is a fairy tale if that happened. And, oh my gosh, that's a 6. That is a 6 there from Pearson. Oh my gosh, the dream is actually still alive. 27 runs from 8 balls. There's no way. You couldn't do it. You couldn't write it. There's no way there's no way they find a way to win this. There's no way. They still need 5 sixes in 8 balls. Wait, 3 more in 8 balls? No, hello. They're on... what? They need 5 more. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. Oh, he's out. Yeah. Oh, that was a shot, but he will go. And that is the game. Look, you'd be pretty happy with the fight back there. I think that against the Hobart Hurricanes on Friday, Jimmy Pearson will open. I think that he will shift Wildermuth back to where Pearson was. They took a risk with Wildermuth in front and opening, and it didn't work out. He got a duck, so Pearson will move up. That was a phenomenal innings there from Jimmy Pearson. You're going to be really happy with that. I do think Brisbane Heat actually win this game if Renshaw stayed in longer. I'm going to go out on a limb. I will go out on a limb and say that if Renshaw stayed in for longer, the Brisbane Heat would have won this game. But Renshaw got out for a dumb shot. And, you know, the Brisbane Heat shouldn't be too upset with how they're going to lose this game. They should be very disappointed with their bowling, but their batting, for the most part, hasn't been shameful outside of Wildermuth and McSweeney, maybe. McSweeney out for 9 was pretty poor. Wildermuth out for 0 as an opener is disgusting. Munro, fantastic. Renshaw, decent enough at 18, but should have had more. Shaheen Free comes in now. If they win this, I'll change my name to Candace. 27 runs from 7 balls. Yeah, look, the game got away when Shaheen Afridi kind of did bowl an absolute mare. All right, Shaheen, you're going to need to have a miracle here. Will Sutherland, he's given up 12, 16, 18 runs in this over. Did get the wicket, though. And he's gone there. That's an LBW. Oh, they've celebrated. I would honestly argue review that. I think he could have gone there with a duck. They do have a review. They do have a review if they want to look at it. I think he wants to review it. But they're not going to review it. No. 27 runs to win from 7 balls. 6, 12, 18, 24. 4 sixes and 1 4 from 7 balls. You did 4 sixes and 1 4 from 6 balls. He's out, by the way. That is an LBW. That might have just pitched, but like I do think that was out if they had reviewed it. Here we go. Oh, I think that's out. That might have been umpire's call, but I would say that would have been out. They didn't review it though, so it doesn't matter, but I'm just saying. So here we go, final over here. They need 26 runs from 6 balls. All right, next ball. And that's going to be no run. Oh my gosh, they will get a single actually. Obviously they're going to push runs here. So 25 runs from 5 balls. Basically need 6 sixes here. 5 sixes. Well, they need a free hit. Don't forget tomorrow, guys, we'll be live for Hobart Hurricanes versus Sydney Thunder. Grand final rematch where Hobart won it last time out. Why is Sandhu telling someone to shush right now? I don't know what was that about. I think this is a respectable score for the Brisbane Heat considering where they have been throughout this innings. What's happening right now? I don't understand what's happening right now. Anyway, we're finally getting a bowl, and that's a shot. That's a 6. That is a 6 from Weebshin, and it's 194. They need 19 runs from 4 balls. There's no way. There is absolutely no way. 19 runs from 4 balls. They basically do need 3 sixes and a 1. Well, they do need 3 sixes to tie. It's not going to happen, but if Weebshin's been killing it, he's been crushing it. If he gets a 6 here, and no... And he'll just tell he'll just tell Afridi to stay down there, so it will be no run. Well, now they need 3 sixes to tie it and send it to a super over. Good fight from the Brisbane Heat, though. It's a good fight from the Brisbane Heat. Tasman's still about 10 years behind. Oh, thanks, Ko. You are a Muppet, Daz. You are a Muppet. Major Muppet. You've got to commend the fight back from the Heat, regardless they're not going to win. Next ball. And they will go for the single. Okay, so that's it there, lads. 18 runs from 2 balls remaining. Afridi, you need to hit a 6 and get a free hit, and then a 6, and then another 6. But again, the average winning margin here at GMHBA Stadium is about 174, 175. And they've got 195, and they're going to lose by about 18 runs. I think Brisbane Heat should actually be pretty happy with this. They just need to improve their bowling significantly. This isn't actually as awful as it's showing. That's a wide. That's a wide for mine. Yep, there's a wide. So 17 runs from 2 balls. I think they actually have a decent enough chance against Hobart. I want to see how Hobart play tomorrow, but I actually do think Brisbane Heat could do pretty well against the Hobart Hurricanes. Afridi will... What's his batting stance? Yeah, that wicket is deserved. What on earth was that? He didn't have his feet right at all. He's just been bowled. That doesn't even make sense, Shaheen Afridi. He's walking up and down the crease as he's waiting for the bowl. Look at him. He doesn't have his feet right at all. What was his footwork there, Afridi? So that's a wicket. Again, it doesn't really matter, but that was just really bad footwork there. TCS, unfortunately, you have said that before I did commentate it. You've got to wait. You've just got to wait until you hear me commentate it, bro, because people like Sean listening to the stream, watching the stream for the updates on what's actually happening in the game. So if you say it too early, it ruins it for them, and sometimes can even ruin it for me. It didn't ruin it for me just then, but you just got to wait until you hear me commentate it, mate, because some people are using me as a stream. So it's all good. We've got to time you have 5 minutes to be consistent. We'll see you tomorrow anyway for the Hobart Hurricanes game. Freddie gone and Haskett, he'll come in for a slap. 17 runs from 1 ball. You're going to need some sixes here, son. Going to need some sixes here, Haskett. I would like to see a 4 just so they can get above the 200, but I don't think they will. All right, Haskett, final ball here. And he will hit it down for just a single. Maybe two. Yeah, they will get 2. So, look, the Heat will finish on 8 for 198. I think that they've got to be really disappointed with their bowling, but they've got to be pretty impressed overall with the collective of the batting, except for Wildermuth, Nathan McSweeney, and I guess Freddie's on a batter. Look, overall, Brisbane Heat were in a really big mess at one stage in this game. Massive mess, and they were able to fight themselves into at least a competitive scoreline. So, look, they play the Hobart Hurricanes on Friday, which will be very interesting to see how the Hobart Hurricanes play tomorrow against the Sydney Thunder. But I don't think the Brisbane Heat should be too flabbergasted at their performance tonight. I don't think they should be too disappointed. Renegades won by 14 runs and hit a gigantic total on a pitch that doesn't usually play like this. So, look, the Renegades, it'll be interesting to see how they go on in their next game. They won't play again until, I think, Saturday. No, it's actually Sunday when they take on the Hobart Hurricanes. The next team these two teams both play is actually the Hurricanes. It's just the Heat play them on... Oh, no, sorry. I've actually been incorrect. It's the Brisbane Heat versus the Perth Scorchers on Friday. It's the Scorchers the Heat play. Ooh, that's going to be tough. Geez, that'll be a tough game there for the Heat to bounce back again. Sorry, the next game for the Renegades is against the Hobart Hurricanes. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, the next game for the Heat is against the Perth Scorchers on Friday. The next game here for the Renegades is against the Hobart Hurricanes on Sunday. But all right, guys, I will see you tomorrow for the Hobart Hurricanes versus Sydney Thunder game. And then we've got the Ashes on Wednesday. But we will also be streaming the Sydney Sixers versus the Adelaide Strikers game on Wednesday as well. But guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I hope you have enjoyed the stream today. And I will see you guys